Chapter 3608. I don't have a sister. Ever since I married your brother, he's treated you like his own sister. I know. Wei Ying nodded. Logically speaking, I agree with your brother's decision. It's not because he's my husband and I have to help him, but because we're your family and don't want you to get hurt. We didn't lose our memories of what Shen Mingxi did to you back then, so we don't want you to continue falling into his trap. Persuading you to let it go is an expression of our love for you. I understand, sis-in-law. No one cares about me more than you do. But feelings can't be explained rationally. In the past few years after your divorce, although your personality has changed for the better and you're in a good state, you haven't been in a relationship. This means that you still can't let go of that man. So, if you like him, I don't want to stop you. Of course, I'll support you in pursuing your own happiness. But just like you said, love is a romantic affair while marriage is a daily life. If Hui Yanyan doesn't die, there will always be a scar between you and Hui Yanyan. You also seem to have to face the child she left behind. Shen Mingxi, how should I describe him? He's a good person, at least not a bad person. But he's too indecisive and even overly compassionate. In this aspect he can't compare to your brother, Suyu and Qin Chu. So he's the one who caused this situation. Yeah. Hui Yanyan, this disaster was caused by him in the beginning because he pitted her. So, you shouldn't be the one who should be conflicted. You shouldn't be so passive, it should be him. Sis-in-law, I don't quite understand what you mean. Let me put it this way. If Shen Mingxi can get rid of Hui Yanyan himself, then there's still a possibility between you two. But if Shen Mingxi is still as hesitant as before, I think you should just give up. Even if it hurts, you have to give up on this relationship. After all, the nightmare of being haunted for the rest of your life is very scary. It's much more painful than giving up now. Sister-in-law, I understand what you mean. You're so smart. This matter is not difficult to begin with. The onlooker sees more clearly than the person involved. You are deeply involved in the situation, so you can't see clearly. It's not your fault. Okay, then I'll listen to you. If he can't handle it himself, then let's just leave it at that. Yes. Sister-in-law, go to work then. I have a lunch date with my friend, so I won't hold you up any longer. Okay, drive carefully. Sis-in-law, I heard that Sister Mion's birthday is very grand. Tang Chuan and the others are helping out. I have work to do now, so I'm not in a hurry to ask. What? You want to go? Yeah, I want an invitation. When I was being unreasonable, I had some conflicts with Sister Mion. We haven't seen each other much in the past few years, so we couldn't reconcile. This time, I want to take the opportunity to apologize to her. Mion won't mind. She's not a narrow-minded person. Jiang Xiaowei smiled. I know. I just feel guilty about it. Anyway, help me get an invitation. Okay. Hearing Jiang Xiaowei's words, Wei Ying finally came to her senses and wasn't in so much pain anymore. Meanwhile, in a dark private room in a bar, what do you want? Tell me, don't worry. I won't let Wei Ying be with Shen Mingxi. Hui Yanyan smiled viciously. Of course I know that. The man was impatient. This time, I'm not looking for you because of the two of them. I have something else that I need you to do. Fuck. Why should I help you? Who do you think you are? Obviously, the man hated Hui Yanyan and spoke disrespectfully. Do you want me to expose the person who helped me get out? If it's exposed, Shen Mingxi, Wei Ying, Suyu and Qin Chu won't let you go. Bitch. How dare you threaten me? Calm down. Let's get down to business. You must get me an invitation to Huomin's birthday. Hui Yanyan took a puff of his cigarette and smiled creepily. Chapter 3609. What do you want? The man seemed to have sensed something was off. That's none of your business. It's a private matter between me and Huomin. Let's not talk about whether you can sneak in or not. Even if you can, do you think you'll have a chance to do anything to her? You probably haven't done your research on Huomian since you came out, right? Her bodyguards are all top-class experts. For her safety, the cruise ship will be on high alert on her birthday. Do you think you'll succeed? No. You're wrong. I don't want to do anything to her on the cruise ship. Then why do you want the invitation? The man was confused. This is my own business. You just have to do what you need to do. Hui Yanyan, you don't know the difference between master and servant. If it weren't for me, you'd still be a fucking psycho. How dare you order me around? I'm not ordering you around. We're partners. Don't forget that I'm good for you. Hui Yanyan smiled. After work, Shen Mingxi walked to the underground parking lot. Holding his cell phone, he felt conflicted. He wanted to have dinner with Wei Ying. Even if their relationship didn't work out, he'd like to have dinner with her. But it would be nice to have dinner with her and see her. But After much consideration, he didn't send her a WeChat message. He typed it several times but deleted it with the backspace key. Finally, he walked to his Porsche Cayenne. When he got into the car, a smell that didn't belong to him assaulted his nose. It was a choking fragrance. It was a perfume from a luxury brand. Because it was too flashy, it didn't sell well. However, there were still a few people who liked her taste. Shin Mingxi followed the scent and turned his head. Then he froze. Hui Yanyan was wearing a low-cut black evening gown and exquisite makeup. She sat in the back seat of the car. How did you get in? Shin Mingxi's expression was grim. Mingxi, did you forget that I have your car keys? When you loved me, I had a lot of house keys and car keys. Back then, you were so good to me that you even scolded Wei Ying. What's wrong with you now? Are you going back to the same old woman? Are you tired of my body? Could it be that the bitch Wei Ying had learned her lesson and was better in bed than me? Can't you stop? After saying that, Hui Yanyan even laughed weirdly. Hui Yanyan, the current you is truly evil. You disgust me. Really? Then why didn't you feel disgusted when you were on top of me? Were all men like this? Are you looking for an excuse to replace me after you've had enough fun? You know it's not because of that. Shin Mingxi looked at her seriously. Stop pretending. Shin Mingxi, you've never been a faithful man. You knew I liked you from the beginning, but you still married Wei Ying for the benefit of your family. After marriage, you thought Wei Ying was annoying, but you couldn't resist her temptation and had an affair with me. Then, you went back on your word and abandoned me and Tian Tian to go back to Wei Ying. You'll never be as faithful as Su Yu and Qin Chu. You're not even as serious as Tang Chuan. Any one of them is better than you. Are you done? Shin Mingxi was numb to Hui Yanyan's insults. It was as if no evil words could come out of this woman's mouth. Not yet. I'm going to curse you. You're a scumbag. No one is more of a scumbag than you. Hui Yanyan cursed him viciously. Shin Mingxi smiled bitterly and said something in a low voice. His words shocked Hui Yanyan. He said. Chapter 36:10. He said, Hui Yanyan, it's because of scum like me that you and your daughter have the last hope. If it weren't for my protection, you would have been chopped into pieces by Hui Xiqian a long time ago. Your daughter wouldn't have gone abroad to study and you wouldn't be alive now. Isn't that ironic? You call me a scum, but what about you? Your family members are all evil and they all died horrible deaths. Hua Mian was so nice to you, but you didn't care about her feelings and tried to harm her many times. You've lived for almost 30 years but you don't have any family, friends, or love. Tell me, aren't you worse than a scumbag like me? Hui Yanyan's eyes turned red when she heard his words. Shin Mingxi, you're so vicious. You know how to poke at people's heartstrings. Hui Yanyan was surprised by his reaction. Are you the only one who can do whatever you want but we can't? Hui Yanyan, don't have double standards. You judge us by the standards of a saint, but you judge yourself by the standards of a scum. Don't you think that's a problem? I'm a scum. If I wasn't a scum, why would I climb into your bed? Hui Yanyan, don't try to use the past to tie me down. I don't owe you anything. I've been good to you and Tian Tian with all my heart. Even though you treated me badly, I still took care of your daughter and sent her abroad. I don't want you to remember what I said, but I don't want to repay evil with kindness. I'm not that great. Don't fight with me anymore. Leave some beautiful memories of the past. If I'm to ask where I'm wrong, I can only say that I met the wrong person and couldn't see your evil intentions. The person I owe the most in my life isn't you but Wei Ying. I owe her too much. You think you've loved me for many years and loved me, but what about Wei Ying? We've known each other since kindergarten and we're together. But I didn't cherish her enough. So you want to find her now? But does she care about you? She must have done it with Yi Zhaoyang countless times. Even if she married him, she would have cheated on you, right? Don't think that everyone is like you. People with dark hearts see the world in darkness. I don't want to argue with you. I need money. Shin Mingxi, transfer 1 million yuan to my card. What? Shin Mingxi thought this woman was a bitch. Because if you don't give it to me, I can continue to pester Wei. I'll curse her wherever she goes and make her infamous. Hui Yanyan knew Shin Mingxi cared about Wei Ying, so she poked at his weak spot. You're despicable. Shin's ist Wei, Huaz's, do you think I's? Never ending? No, just this once. I don't want much, just 1 million. Give me the money right now. I'm sure. After I finish what I want to do, I will leave this place. By then, whoever you want to be with will have nothing to do with me. After hearing this, Shin Mingxi thought for a moment and wrote her a check for 1 million yuan. Darling, you're still so generous. Hui Yanyan took the check, kissed the 1 million and got out of the car with a smile. Shin Mingxi drove away. Oh, what should I do? You're still so stupid. Why can't you be as smart as Qin Chu and Su Yu? No wonder I don't love you anymore. You fool. Looking at Shin Mingxi's Porsche Cayenne, Hua Yanyan sneered. The next morning at South Hill Manor, Dr. Hua, you're on leave today. Do you have any plans? Qin Chu asked during breakfast. What? Do you want to ask me out? Hua Min made a face at her husband. Chapter 36:11. Come on, Daddy, Mommy, can you not be so lovey-dovey? I haven't even had breakfast and you've already fed me dog food. Little Bean protested with a glass of milk in her hand. Qin Chu and Hua Min looked at each other and smiled. Do you want to learn from your sister? Look at how calm she is. Hua Min looked at Pudding on purpose. I'm not single, why can't I be calm? Pudding explained. Damn, I'm not single either. Humph, you're bullying me again. I'm going to Auntie Lingling's house to play. A grown girl can't be kept at home. Honey, hurry up and ask Gao Ran's family for betrothal gifts. Okay, I'll call him in a bit. Qin Chu was very cooperative with his wife. Daddy, do you have the heart to do that? Uncle Gao Ran is the director, but his salary isn't even enough for Auntie Lingling to buy a Hermes bag. You're so rich, why do you need betrothal gifts? So what Little Bean means is that we're going to get married for free? When the time comes. Hua Min rolled his eyes on purpose. No, Mommy, Little Bean means, not only can't we ask the Gao family for money, we have to give them some of our own money, Pudding explained. Sis is right. Daddy, can you give me a Bugatti Veyron as a dowry? I like orange. Little Bean giggled. Do I look like a Bugatti Veyron? Mr. Qin asked with a serious face. Hua Min, ha 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 ha. Pudding, Daddy, your answer is very good. There's nothing wrong with it. Little Bean, ha, Daddy, you're so stingy. You have so much money and can't spend it all. Why keep it? Qin Chu answered without hesitation. To get your brother a wife. Little Bean, oh, if you didn't mention it, I would have forgotten about Qin Guogua. Hua Min was dumbfounded. Qin Guogua? Oh. The one in your belly. Pudding reminded him out of kindness. But why did you call him Qin Guogua? Hua Min was puzzled. Because he's going to be our scapegoat in the future. Little Bean answered matter-of-factly. Hua Min facepalmed. Then he rubbed his stomach. Son, don't come out yet. Let's wait for 3 years. Haha, Mommy, are you pregnant with Neza? 3 years? Little Bean burst into laughter. You can't bully your younger brother. Hua Min defended his second child. We won't bully him because he has to work hard like Daddy to earn money for us to spend. Grandpa and Grandma said that the rules of the Qin family are: the men are responsible for earning money to support the family, and the women are responsible for being as beautiful as flowers. They also have to have money to spend anytime and anywhere. When was the rule set? How come I didn't know about it? Hua Min didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Alright, I'm going to work. Honey, you go back to Sky Blessing Court later. Remember to be careful. I'll bring the 2 little ones. I'll bring bodyguards, so don't worry. Okay, call me if you need anything. Okay, but honey, there's something I'm curious about. What? Qin Chu looked at Hua Min. Isn't it my birthday soon? Yes, So, did you prepare a present for me? Hua Min asked shamelessly. Hey, Mommy, you're asking Daddy for a present. Shame on you. Little Bean immediately teased. Mommy, you're so direct, okay? Won't your husband feel pressured? Pudding also tried to fan the flames. What's wrong with asking my husband? You two are women who depend on my husband, so you don't have the right to talk, Hua Min retorted. Qin Chu tilted his head and thought for a moment before replying. So, honey, what do you want for your birthday? Chapter 36:12. Can I have anything I want? Hua Min smiled mysteriously. Mommy, you can't go too far. If you want the stars in the sky, how can Daddy give them to you? Little Bean said. That's easy. Daddy can take Mommy to the Milky Way in a spaceship, Pudding said. Forget it. It's too exciting. I don't want anything. We don't lack anything. I just want my family to live in harmony. I'm going to work. Be careful. Seeing that his wife didn't say anything else, Qin Chu looked at his watch and left on time. Hua Min packed up and went back to Sky Blessing Court with the 2 little ones. The twins wore different colors today. One wore a white short-sleeved shirt and a black skirt. The other wore a black short-sleeved shirt and a white skirt. Mommy, isn't this outfit too tacky? Little Bean tugged at her short-sleeved shirt, feeling weird. Don't worry. Although Mommy isn't the queen of fashion, I can still make 2 sets of children's clothes. But I feel like I'm from the countryside. Sis, do you? Little Bean turned to look at Pudding. I don't. Maybe you look too rustic and wear rustic things. Pudding chuckled. Damn it. You're mocking me again. Can't we have fun? Sis, you can't stop loving me just because you have a company and are making money from stocks. I've never loved you. Don't be narcissistic. Okay. You two have been arguing for so long. Aren't you tired of it? Huamin interrupted. We'll argue for the rest of our lives. I'm so happy just thinking about it. Little Bean enjoyed it. Huamin was speechless. At this moment, Huamin received a WeChat message on her cell phone. She opened it and saw it was from Han Yueyao. Sister Mian, are you there? Yeah. The company is closed today. Are you free? I want to treat you to dinner. I'm taking the kids back to my mother's place. I see. What a coincidence. I'll treat you another day. Yao Yao, you don't have to be so polite. Your salary isn't much now and you're living alone in another city. There are many things you need money for. You don't have to treat me. I appreciate your kindness, really. No, I just really like Sister Mian's personality. By the way, I heard that Sister Mian's birthday is on the cruise ship, right? You even know about this? Huamin was too embarrassed to go around telling people that he was celebrating his birthday. She made it seem like she was asking for a gift. So you told me. What a big mouth. Huamin felt a little awkward. Sister Mian, can you give me an invitation? I want to go to your birthday party too. Of course, but you have to promise me one thing. Huamin bargained. Sure, Sister Mian. You can come and you can bring your friends, but you're not allowed to bring gifts, understand? Okay, Han Yueyao agreed with alacrity. I'm not joking. I'm serious. Everyone on the cruise ship is my friends. I won't accept any gifts this year. I really don't need anything. Don't worry. In order not to burden Han Yueyao, Huamin emphasized again and again. Sister Mian, I know. Besides, even if you want me to give you a gift, I don't know what to buy. I can't even afford the things you use. So I won't buy anything. Yeah, don't buy anything. Just bring her to dinner and make it lively. Huamin thought that if Han Yueyao came, maybe Suyu wouldn't feel so lonely, although he didn't know if there would be any sparks between them. Chapter 36:13. Okay. I'll remember it, Sister Mian. After the voice message, Huamin put down his cell phone. Mommy, who's this sister? A new friend, Mommy? Gossiping, the twins looked at the profile pictures on their mommy's cell phone. Yeah, a new friend. What? Do you want to interfere with Mommy's friends? No. We just want to help handsome Sue keep an eye out for any good girls. Little Bean's eyes turned into crescents as she smiled. You two don't like Zheng Ro? Huamin asked tentatively. He remembered that the twins' impression of Zheng Ro seemed to have changed a little. What's the use of liking her? Handsome Sue doesn't like her. Pudding lowered her head and analyzed the situation calmly. That's true. Love is a matter of mutual consent, Huamin explained. Yes. Just like you and Daddy, love is free. Little Bean continued to flatter. Yes. If everyone in the world marries because of love, then there will be more happy people in the world. Okay, Mommy. Don't tell me such profound things. We're still young. Little Bean stopped the topic in time. Huamin smiled but didn't say anything. She patted the twins' heads lovingly. In the blink of an eye, they were already so big. It was like a dream. When she was pregnant with them, Qin Chu had disappeared and Hua Xiqin had been eyeing them covetously. At that time, she was pregnant and moved into the Su family to protect the babies. However, many people didn't understand and scolded her. There was even a forum where there were many perverted and jealous female fans who scolded her every day. Their words were as unpleasant as they could be. For example, they said that she threw herself into another man's arms right after her husband died. Some even said that she and Suyu had been having an affair for a long time and that the babies were Suyu's. At that time she was tortured. To make her feel better, Suyu had hired people to delete those comments and paid people to say good things about her. Huamin would always remember everything that Suyu had done for her. Although she couldn't repay him with her body, she could be Suyu's best friend for life. When Suyu needed her, she would go through water and tread on fire for him. Mommy, what are you thinking about? Seeing that Mommy was distracted, Little Bean looked up curiously. It's nothing. When you go to Grandma's house later, you have to be obedient. Don't be naughty. Do you understand? Grandma is old and can't keep up with you. Don't run around. Got it, Mommy? The car slowly drove to Sky Blessing Court. Bella and Jishin were helping their mother make dumplings, and the whole family was enjoying themselves. Grandma, uncle, auntie. Although Bella and Jishin weren't married yet, they were officially husband and wife after their engagement. The twins liked Bella very much. She had been Huamin's subordinate for many years. She was loyal and upright. Therefore he directly called her aunt. "Hey, let me see who's here. Come here, let uncle see if you've gained weight." Jishin doted on the two kids. Despite the flour in his hands, he squatted down and picked them up. "Sister Mion," Bella greeted her with a smile. "How much have you made? Do you need me?" Huamin's bodyguard put down the things she bought for the family. She put her handbag on the coffee table and rolled up her sleeves. "Go away, we don't need you. You're so big and you're still working." Yang Merong loved Huamin very much and didn't want her to do any more work. "Mom, I'm fine. I'm not about to give birth. What are you afraid of? I can't stay idle, ha. If you can't stay idle, go wash some fruit and bring it to us." Okay. Hearing his mother's words, Huamin stood up and walked into the kitchen with the fruit. At this time, Jishin followed Huamin into the kitchen quietly. "Sis, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first?" Jishin lowered his voice and asked mysteriously. Chapter 36:14. Huamin rolled his eyes and replied with a smile, Comrade Jishin, can I only listen to the good news and not the bad? All the good things are yours. Why are you so beautiful? That's impossible. Just hurry up and choose." Jishin was now mature and steady, but he was still a big boy who liked to act spoiled in front of his sister. Okay. I'll listen to the bad news first. After all the bitterness comes happiness. Huamin waved his hand and chose to listen to the bad news first. Bella might be taking a long leave from the company soon. You'll have to ask brother-in-law to arrange for a new assistant to take over. Why? She's resigning. Hearing that Bella was going to take a long leave was indeed bad news. Right now, Yang and Bella were helping with a lot of miscellaneous things at GK. She's not resigning. She's just taking a leave. Hee. Jishin smiled mysteriously. Then, what's the good news? The good news is that Bella is pregnant. The two of us plan to go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get married on your birthday. As for the banquet, it's meaningless and we don't want to be too high profile. Then while the baby is still young and not affected, we plan to take a leave. I want to go to Northern Europe with her. She said she wants to see the aurora. Oh my god, good job. Comrade Jishin is going to be a father. Huamin was overjoyed. Yes, Dr. Hua. Oh no, Vice Director Hua, you're going to be an aunt. Oh my god, is it true? You're not lying to me, are you? The sudden good news made Huamin extremely excited. When have I ever lied to you? Jishin smiled. That's great. This is simply, we don't know if brother-in-law will give us leave. Sis, you have to help us get in through the back door. Of course. This is great news. Not to mention a few months, we'll approve it even if it's a few years. Huamin was truly happy for Jishin. She had watched her brother grow from a boy to a man. From a student to a business elite. Although she wasn't as outstanding as a dragon among men, she had always been diligent. She was already satisfied that she didn't let her sister's reputation be tarnished. Mom doesn't know yet. We plan to wait until the baby is 3 months old before we announce it. Otherwise, Mom will be superstitious and say that she's afraid of losing the baby. Well, okay, then I'll tell Mom in 3 months. She'll be so happy. Just thinking about it made him feel very happy. Pudding and Little Bean, you're going to have brothers and sisters again. You won't be lonely in the future. Yeah, and the one in my stomach. In the future, our family can directly open a kindergarten. Laughter kept coming out of the kitchen. Bella sighed as she made the dumplings. I haven't seen Sister Mion smile so happily in a long time. Yeah. She was a calm child when she was a child. She was much more mature than other children her age. At that time, I was wondering how Hua Jinghai and I, both unreliable people, could give birth to a child as calm and witty as Mion, Yang Meirong said proudly. Mom, what are you saying about me? Huamin happened to walk out of the kitchen and heard his mother's words. I said that you're smart and calm. It doesn't seem like something our family genes can save. I don't know what good karma the Hua family has accumulated to have such a good child like you. Yang Meirong was cheated by Hua Jinghai and gave birth to Mion. Then she was framed by Shinjiani and couldn't enter the Hua family. However, from the beginning to the end, Yang Meirong didn't think that Mion's birth was unnecessary. Now she felt more and more that it was a gift from God. Mom, if I wasn't your daughter, would you still love me so much? Huamin asked unexpectedly. After hearing this sentence, everyone was stunned. Chapter 36:15. Look at what you're asking. Are you stupid? Yang Meirong couldn't help but laugh. She really thought Huamin was joking. Sis, did Mom buy you eggs as a gift? Jishin also found it funny. Oh, I was just giving an example. For example, I was taken from the hospital by mistake. Huamin asked half-truthfully. Sis, have you watched too many tear-jerking dramas recently? You're so imaginative. You were taken from the hospital by mistake. Mom said that when you were born you weighed more than 8 kilograms. How could you be taken from the hospital by mistake? Haha, mommy, so you were also a big fatty back then? No wonder I have such a figure now. Little Bean laughed. It's different. I was born with it. You ate it. How can it be compared? Huamin was speechless. Why can't it be compared? No matter how complicated the process is, the result is only one word, fat. Little Bean continued to quibble. Little Bean, you're so talented. Jishin was amused. He couldn't help but run over and kiss Little Bean's hair. Jishin kissed Little Bean too. They're both nieces. You have to treat them equally. Bella was afraid that Little Bean would be angry, so she quickly reminded Jishin to comfort the other one. Unexpectedly, before Jishin could go over, Little Bean quickly reached out and gestured for him to stop. Uncle, don't. I know you love me. I appreciate it. Don't kiss me. Feels weird. Jishin, Bella, my sister is a neat freak. Yes, even after Daddy kisses her, she will subconsciously wipe her face, Little Bean added. Get lost. Don't stir up trouble here. I just feel that I'm not a child anymore. It's too childish to keep kissing me like this, Little Bean said. If you're not a child, then what are you? Little Bean, how old are you? Jishin sighed. I don't want to do childish things. Anyway, I won't be angry. Just kiss Little Bean. It's best if you kiss her more. Kiss her face full of saliva. Haha, Little Bean, why are you so naughty? Aren't you afraid of trouble? Why is your face full of saliva? Little Bean felt that her sister was doing this on purpose. The whole family happily ate the dumplings. As for Huamin's hypothetical question, Yang Meirong didn't answer and Huamin didn't dare to ask. Everyone seemed to think that this was just a joke. But Huamin knew that he couldn't lie forever. The truth would come out one day. Xiaoyan and her father would live by her side in the truest sense of the word. She believed that she would wait until that day came. Star Emperor Group artist Hostel Su Xiaoxiao came back late again and seemed to be in a bad mood. You're back. After washing her face and putting on a facial mask, she walked out of the washroom and saw Su Xiaoxiao smoking. Yes. Not in a good mood? Yao Yao, tell me, why doesn't Brother Lin like me? I don't know him, but he looks weird, Han Yueyao commented from the bottom of her heart. Yeah, I think it's weird too, but I like weird people. I don't want any of them. Okay. You have weird taste. Han Yueyao lowered her head and played with her cell phone with a chuckle. How are things going between you and Suyu? Su Xiaoxiao finished the last puff of her cigarette and coughed. What do you mean? Don't pretend. I can see that Suyu treats you differently. Do you two like each other? Su Xiaoxiao smiled wickedly. Chapter 36:16. Oh, I really didn't. Frightened, Han Yueyao waved her hands. Didn't he drive you home that day? Yes, but he didn't want me to be away for too long and affect the company, Han Yueyao explained. Do you really think Suyu cares about that? You're just a small actress who doesn't even have any jobs. How can you affect the company? When Ye Lingxian was here, he didn't say a word about it even though there were so many scandals against him. So, don't make excuses. It's not what you think. In fact, I think Suyu takes special care of me because of Sister Huamin, right? You know, I was introduced by Sister Huamin. Han Yueyao lowered her head and said sincerely. Yeah, you're right. Suyu, you're a good man, but when it comes to Dr. Hua, you're a mess. By the way, Dr. Hua's birthday is coming soon. I heard that Mr. Tang is organizing it. Will you go? Yeah, I'll go. Sister Mian is good to me. Although I'm not very capable and can't make a name for myself, I have to repay her kindness. How about this? I'm bored anyway. I'll go with you. I'll choose the gift since I have money. No. It's my business. I'll buy it myself. I don't need your help. Han Yueyao knew Su Xiaoxiao didn't lack money, but she couldn't borrow money from her friends to buy gifts. You don't have to be so polite with me. I don't have many friends. You're my only friend. It's nothing. No. We can be friends, but don't talk about money. It's too realistic. I don't want to hurt our relationship. Han Yueyao knew her place. I didn't expect you to be so mature at such a young age. It's not that. It's just my upbringing. My mother is an old woman and has very good values. I envy you. Su Xiaoxiao glanced at Han Yueyao with complicated emotions in her eyes. Han Yueyao had a feeling Su Xiaoxiao's family background was complicated. She had been in the dorm for a long time, but no one from her family had called her. But she received a large sum of money every month. Once when Su Xiaoxiao was taking a shower, her phone rang. She picked up the phone and handed it to her. She happened to see a message from the bank saying that 100,000 yuan had been transferred to her account. What did it mean for a little girl in her early 20s to have a monthly allowance of 100,000 yuan? Since she was so close to Suyu, she was sure that Su Xiaoxiao pretended to be a gangster. Miss Perfect was her real identity, but she wouldn't expose it. After all, this was her privacy. The two girls were preparing to sleep in the dormitory. Su Xiaoxiao's phone suddenly rang. She picked up the phone and a hurried voice came from the other end. Xiaoxiao, something happened to Big Brother Lin. Come quickly. Su Xiaoxiao immediately jumped out of bed and hurriedly asked for the address before getting out of bed. Xiaoxiao, it's so late. Where are you going? I'm going to save Brother Lin. He's been arrested and brought to the police station. It's so late. It's not safe for you. I'll accompany you. Han Yueyao put on her clothes and followed him out. It was almost 12 o'clock when the two girls took a taxi to the police station. Officer, we're Lin Hang's family. Please bail him out. Come with me. A police officer led them to the office. Chief, they said they're Lin Hang's family. Which one of you is Lin Hang's family? The old police officer sitting in the office chair asked. Me, Su Xiaoxiao answered anxiously. Who are you to him? Girlfriend. You'd better ask Lin Hang's family members to come here. I'm afraid you can't solve such a big problem, the police officer said gravely. What happened to him? Chapter 36:17. But his parents aren't with him. Su Xiaoxiao vaguely remembered someone saying that Lin Hang's parents were gone. I see. The police officer looked troubled. What happened? Officer, just tell me. I'm his girlfriend and I can make the decision. I'll pay the bail. It's not as simple as the bail. Lin Hang got into an argument with someone in a bar and injured that person. That person's ribs were broken and he's in the hospital. The victim's family won't forgive him and insists on suing him. You may have to go to court and Lin Hang will be detained for the time being. What? So serious? Su Xiaoxiao was dumbfounded. She had thought it was just an ordinary fight but didn't expect it to be serious injury. This was troublesome. So you'd better go home and discuss it with your family. Maybe you should hire a lawyer first. Su Xiaoxiao walked to the side in a daze. Lin Hang's friend, the man whom Han Yueyao had met before, walked over. Xiaoxiao, you're here. Liangzi, do you know who Brother Lin injured? Su Xiaoxiao thought it would be best for Lin Hang if she could give him hundreds of thousands of yuan and settle the matter privately without going to court. It's a bit troublesome this time. The guy Lin Hang injured is the son of an official. His name is Li Bin. I heard his father is the second in command of the prosecutor's office. His family is very powerful and his uncle is the commander of some army. This time Lin Hang might go to jail. How can this happen? Lin Hang isn't a violent person. In fact, it's not Lin Hang's fault. A girl in a bar was molested and drugged by the son of an official. Lin Hang happened to see her. She's the sister of a regular customer who often goes to Lin Hang's place to repair his car. She's a nice girl and Lin Hang knew her. So he went up to her and had a fight with them. Is Lin Hang injured? Lin Hang is fine. It's just a scratch on his hand. But Li Bin's condition is worse. He said he broke 4 ribs. Ho, what should we do? Su Xiaoxiao looked worried. The whole world knew she liked Lin Hang. Han Yueyao didn't dare to interrupt since this was a big deal. No, I must go see Lin Hang first. After that, Su Xiaoxiao walked over. Sir, I want to see my boyfriend first. The interrogation is not over yet. You can't see him. The policeman's attitude was also cold. There's nothing we can do about it. This time, it's the City Public Security Bureau who's arresting people. They won't let us see them so easily. We've been begging them for a long time, but they still won't let us see them. I'm so worried. Su Xiaoxiao was on the verge of tears. At this moment she had an idea. Xiaoxiao, don't worry. I'll give it a try. Yao, can you do it? Don't fight him head-on. Su Xiaoxiao looked at Han Yueyao worriedly. I won't be that stupid. Don't worry. Then she walked to the policeman sitting in the office with a smile. Sir, is Chief Gao here? You know Chief Gao? The policeman was slightly shocked, and his expression was a little complicated. Yes. Han Yueyao nodded guiltily. Wait a moment, I'll make a call. Not long after the police made the call, Gao Ran came over. He looked confused when he saw Han Yueyao. However, he heard from his subordinates that this girl was the one who wanted to see Chief Gao. You know me? Gao Ran was confused. Chapter 36:18. Oh. Hello, Chief Gao. Huamin's friend. Mian's friend? Yeah. I'm sorry to disturb you, but my friend is in custody because of a fight. We want to go in and talk to him. Please let us in. Okay. You can call Huamin first. Gao Ran was cautious. After all, many people knew that Huamin was a famous doctor. It would be bad if this girl pretended to know him and came to ask for a favor. Han Yueyao knew what Gao Ran was thinking. She took out her cell phone and called Huamin right in front of Gao Ran. After a few words, she handed the cell phone to Gao Ran. Hello. Mian? Old Gao, let her meet your friend. Okay. I know what to do. He knew the girl knew Huamin and called Huamin in the middle of the night. They must be close. Gao Ran told his subordinates to let them meet Lin Hang. Su Xiaoxiao looked at Han Yueyao with admiration. My goodness. Yeah, you're awesome. Did you go to Suyu? But don't tell him I'm here. If he knows I'm in the police station, I'll be dead. Su Xiaoxiao seemed to be afraid of Suyu. I didn't tell him. I didn't go to Suyu. I went to Sister Mian. Oh yeah. Dr. Hua is awesome. I heard he and the director of the Municipal Public Security Bureau are childhood friends. You're awesome. Feeling better, Su Xiaoxiao grabbed Han Yueyao's hand excitedly. Go in and see your friend. Okay. I'll go in. Wait for me at the door. Okay. When Su Xiaoxiao went in, Lin Hang was sitting there looking haggard. Big brother Lin, don't be afraid. I'll get you out. There's no need, Xiaoxiao. Don't worry about my business. The other party wants compensation and I don't have any money. I'm willing to go to jail. The money that Lin Hang's car repair factory earned, other than for their daily expenses, was mostly used to modify motorcycles. This group of people who loved motorcycles was actually similar to artistic youths. They could live without food or drink, but they couldn't live without motorcycles. Therefore he was clear about his situation. Not to mention that he had no money. Even if he had money, he did not intend to compensate. Big brother Lin, don't give up on yourself. Do you know how I felt when I heard that you were in trouble? And, do you know how difficult it is to even see you? It was Yao Yao who called her friends and went to look for the bureau chief in the middle of the night to give me the chance to see you. Everyone treats you so well, how can you say it so casually? Han Yueyao is here. Lin Hang heard the key point. Yes, not only did she come, but she also helped us find some connections. Lin Hang bit his lip and didn't say anything. It wasn't his style to let a woman save him. Anyway, don't be afraid. I'm here. Xiaoxiao, don't worry. I know your background. It's impossible for us to be together. I'm no better than a beggar. How can I enter your Su family? What's wrong with the Su family? The Su family is also a commoner. When my great-grandfather was conquering the world, he also begged for food from his fellow countrymen. That's not the point. The point is, I don't love you at all. Then, you don't have to love me. I love you. Su Xiaoxiao lowered her head and turned to walk out. When she came out, the others gathered around her. Xiaoxiao, how are you? Big brother Lin will be fine. I have a way. Su Xiaoxiao wiped her tears and walked out of the door. Xiaoxiao, are you okay? You don't look well. Yao, I'm going to find Suyu. I'll ask him to save Big brother Lin. Will Suyu help you? Yao, do you know who Suyu is to me? Su Xiaoxiao asked with a tearful smile. Chapter 36:19. Han Yueyao didn't speak because she knew Su Xiaoxiao would tell her when she wanted to. Suyu is my uncle. Uncle? Han Yueyao was surprised. She had guessed that Su Xiaoxiao was a member of the Su family and even guessed that she was Suyu's father's illegitimate child or half-sister. But she didn't expect there to be such a difference in seniority. Suyu's father is from my grandfather's generation and is far away in the Gannan military district. I grew up in my family in the north and was raised by my grandparents. They passed away one after another and no one cared for me. My father wanted me to join the army but I didn't agree. I have a half-brother but I don't like them so I don't want to go back. When my grandfather was alive he was very close to Suyu's father. So, in terms of seniority, Suyu is my uncle and I'm his niece. Okay. The information was too much for her to digest and she had to accept it slowly. My dad is only responsible for giving me money. Other than that, he doesn't care about anything else. Even if I tell him, he won't help me. He'll even scold me for hanging out with some shady people. But you know, Brother Lin and the others aren't shady people. This time, Brother Lin hit someone because he wanted to save someone, so I can't just ignore him. My uncle, Suyu, has a lot of connections here, so it's only a matter of a few words. But I know that my uncle will definitely scold me again. How about? I go with you? If he wants to scold me, he can scold me too. Han Yueao thought it wasn't the first time she had been scolded by Su Yu. You don't have to. I'll take care of my own problems and can't drag you into it. He patted Han Yueao's shoulder. Yeah, wait for me here. After I see my uncle, I'll come to pick you up and we'll leave together. Okay. I'll wait for you here. Okay. Then Su Xiaoxiao walked out of the Municipal Public Security Bureau. Su Xiaoxiao didn't know what she said to Su Yu, but Lin Hang did come out that night. The family member who had clamored for Lin Hang to go to jail didn't dare to cause any more trouble. It was as if this incident had never happened. It was the first time she knew the power and greatness of power. Until the four of them sat in a hot pot restaurant, drinking and eating hot pot in the middle of the night. Only then did she know it wasn't a dream, it had really happened. Yao Yao, what are you thinking? I'm fine. Han Yueao came back to herself. Brother Lin, you have to thank Yao Yao properly today. She put in a lot of effort too. She even went out of her way to get Commissioner Gao to let us meet you. Su Xiaoxiao's mouth was loose. She said everything. Thank you. Lin Hang poured himself a glass of wine and drained it in front of her. You're welcome. I'm just helping Xiaoxiao. Han Yueao was very clear. You look like a pretty good girl. Why do you have to be in the entertainment industry? Don't you know that it's a big dive at? Are fame and fortune really that important? Lin Hang seemed to be very biased against the entertainment industry. Perhaps it was because their relationship had gotten closer that they dared to say these words. A lot of money? Han Yueao chuckled. A prostitute can make more money, right? Lin Hang blurted out. Then he realized he had gone too far, but he couldn't take it back. Brother Lin, Su Xiaoxiao looked at Han Yueao worriedly, thinking she would lose her temper and get up to leave. But she didn't. She just calmly picked up a mouthful of shrimp paste from the hot pot and said word by word. Chapter 36:20. Prostitutes make a lot of money, but they have to sell their bodies. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be famous or an A-lister. I'm fine with being an extra for the rest of my life. What's wrong with making money to support my family? Yeah. Big Brother Lin, I think Miss Han is right. Being an actress is also a profession. Not all actresses rely on unspoken rules. Lin Hang's lackeys couldn't stand it anymore and tried to smooth things over for their boss. But actresses who don't rely on unspoken rules can't become famous. Lin Hang continued to struggle with this problem. I don't need to become famous. Han Yueao chuckled. If you don't become famous, how can you make money? Actors also get paid, okay? Even if you play a role that's not very popular, you can still get a few 100,000 yuan after a show. It's better to take on some commercials and commercial performances than to work. You guys don't live in the capital, so you don't know how expensive it is. A toothbrush costs 8 or 9 yuan. If I work or become a dance teacher, I can only make 7,000 to 8,000 yuan a month. That's not even enough for my family of 3, let alone if I get sick and have to go to the hospital. So, Mr. Lin, everyone has their own ambitions. I'm working hard to make money. What's wrong with that? You seem to have a problem with that. Is it because of your ex-girlfriend? She used to be an actress and you were deeply hurt by her? Han Yueao didn't give him any face with her words. Su Xiaoxiao was so embarrassed that she was afraid the two would start a fight. After all, she had never seen anyone who dared to talk back to Lin Hang like this. But no. Lin Hang lowered his head and didn't continue to talk back, seeming to admit defeat. Yes, Han Yueao was a beautiful girl who had learned dancing, but she didn't dare to look down on her. But when she was fierce, she didn't give face to anyone, even if that person was Su Yu. The four of them ate hot pot to celebrate Lin Hang's release until 2 a.m. When they came back, it was almost dawn. Xiaoxiao, is that Lin Hang? So good that you're so infatuated with him? Big Brother Lin is a good person. You'll know when you get to know him. Forget it. I don't want to know him anymore. I don't like him. Then you like me? My uncle Su Yu? Don't trick me. Han Yueao was exasperated at Su Xiaoxiao's random matchmaking. Aha, your reaction is so big. Did I hit the nail on the head? Su Xiaoxiao smirked. Nonsense, since when? Your uncle is arrogant, conceited, and rude. He thinks he can do whatever he wants just because he's rich and powerful. I'm not worthy of him. You don't know. Actually, my uncle is a very kind-hearted person. His heart is very pure, just like a child's. Forget it. Don't try to fool me. I don't want to follow in the footsteps of those actresses. Even an excellent actress like Nie Lingxian couldn't catch his eye, let alone a small fry like me. Han Yueao waved her hand and Su Yu stopped talking. The two girls returned to the dormitory to sleep. Although Suyu was not so close to Su Xiaoxiao, he still took good care of her. She usually didn't cause trouble. This time, although Suyu didn't want to help, he still helped. When he came back, it was already 3:30 p.m. How is it? Are you done? Yes, that man has already come out. He even ate hot pot with Xiaoxiao and the others. He's fucking big-hearted, Suyu said in disdain. Han Yueyao is here too. That big-breasted but brainless woman, Suyu commented casually. President Su, how can you tell that Miss Han has big breasts? How come I didn't notice it? And was puzzled. Chapter 36:21. Suyu was speechless. President Su, you don't like Miss Han, do you? I don't like her. Alright, let's not talk nonsense. Let's go to bed. Mr. Tang said that we have to work hard these days to come up with a plan for Dr. Hu's birthday party. Tang Chuan is so shameless. In order to please his wife, he wants to organize a birthday party for Huamin. He must have a lot of free time. Now he wants to drag us down with him. Suyu complained. I think Mr. Tang is a bit arrogant too. And agreed with his boss. Forget it. Let's go to bed. President Su, at the birthday party, everyone will be in pairs. You're alone. So, do you want a date? Aren't you single? Suyu thought it wouldn't be so awkward within the single dog with him. No. I have a feeling Lu Yen will come. I won't have time to accompany you. Fuck. You're more interested in your girlfriend than your friend. I've always been like this. Is this your first day meeting me? And teased. Fuck. How can you say something like that? So, President Su, can you choose between Miss Zheng or Miss Han? Do I have a third choice? Suyu obviously wasn't satisfied with either choice. Or you can call Miss Nye in the States. Stop. Forget it. Suyu didn't dare to continue. Anyway, don't pin your hopes on Pudding and Little Bean. They both have partners. But you can hold on for about half a year. When the young master in Dr. Hu's belly comes out, you can accompany him. Fuck. Am I really in such a bad situation that I have to put my hopes on Mion's unborn son? You have to get the baby's permission first. Get out of here. We can't talk anymore. Go to bed. Suyu felt and was getting more and more arrogant. He dared to say anything. Midnight, Huamin got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom because the baby was getting bigger. As soon as she turned over, Qin woke up. Do you need to go to the toilet? Yes. I'll support you. No need, hubby. You can continue to sleep. I can do it myself. No, the bathroom is too slippery. Let me help you. Qin was still worried. She got up in a daze, carried Huamin and carefully walked to the bathroom. Huamin looked at herself in the mirror. She looked like a typical pregnant woman. Her expression became increasingly ugly. Indeed, carrying a boy would make one ugly. This saying was not without reason. Hubby, I'm so ugly now. What should I do? Weren't you the same in the past? Qin smiled. Fuck, how dare you defame me? Not ugly, not ugly. You're the most beautiful. After giving birth to this baby, you really have to make it up to me, Huamin said coquettishly. Then she touched the pregnancy spots on her face. Of course you have to make it up to me. It's been a long time since you gave me pleasure. Yes, for the sake of this second baby, Mr. Qin had to abstain. God knew how uncomfortable it was for him to hold it in. However, for the safety of the baby and Huamian, he didn't dare to act recklessly. Do you think you're the only one who doesn't have pleasure? I'm about to become a nun. Fuck, who said that the baby has to be pregnant for 10 months? Why can't it be born in 1 month? Huamin complained jokingly. Qin laughed out loud. Then he carefully hugged her and coaxed, Honey, after this baby is born, I promise to let you rest for a few years, okay? Rest for a few years? What do you mean? Is there a third child? Huamin was stunned. Chapter 36:22. Are you surprised? Are you surprised? Huamin was speechless. Is this the legendary surprise you prepared for me on my birthday? Yes. Huamin was speechless. Okay, I won't tease you anymore. It's too hard, how could I bear to let you have a third child? Actually, even if it's a girl this time, we won't have any more. Qin gently hugged Huamin and whispered sweet nothings to her. You scared me to death. Huamin pouted. Don't worry, Dr. Hua, I won't let you continue to delay your great mission of saving lives. Qin smiled. Speaking of saving lives, I remembered something, honey. What is it? After this baby is born, I plan to resign and retire. Resign? Retire? Qin Chu obviously didn't expect these two words. After all, being a doctor was Huomin's favorite thing. She had been obsessed with it for so many years, and she even felt happy working overtime. He never thought that one day he would hear her say that she wanted to resign. "Yes, I'm resigning." "Then you plan to stay at home and be a housewife?" Qin Chu didn't think that was Huomin's personality. She was so outstanding and independent, why would she want to stay at home and raise a child? "No, I plan to go back to GK to help you." Huomin wrapped her arms around Qin Chu's neck and acted coquettishly. Upon hearing this, Qin Chu's eyes turned misty. "Honey, you've been working too hard for the past few years. You've sacrificed too much for me and for this family. Others don't understand you, but I do. You've never talked about the pain in your heart. Whatever you've done, you've never made it public. You've just silently contributed. Because of your love and care, the first half of my life has been perfect. You've treated my dreams as your own and worked hard to realize them. I've been a doctor for so many years and I've achieved everything I wanted. I've also saved so many people. It's time for us to change for the rest of our lives. I'm willing to help you achieve your dreams. Your business empire, GK, was built by our ancestors. After Ningning got married, your second uncle couldn't do much in the States. So, in order to not let our family business go to waste, I'm willing to work side by side with you and continue to work hard for our family and our babies. Honey, you don't have to do this. Just do what you like. I can handle the company." Qin Chu's eyes were filled with gratitude. If it weren't for his strong willpower, he would have cried because of Huomin. What she said was truly touching. "No, you don't have to carry it all on your own. I've been stubborn for too long. It's settled then. When I'm about to give birth, I'll tell the director that I'm quitting. There are many talented people in the medical field, and Huomin isn't one of them. However, this family needs both of us." "Honey." Qin Chu didn't know what to say for a moment. His fingers ran through Huomin's gradually growing long hair, with a hint of gentleness. "I'm so lucky to be able to marry you," Qin Chu exclaimed. "Buddy, there's nothing wrong with that. Qin Chu, you're not allowed to watch live streams anymore. Why do you speak so strangely?" Qin Chu was speechless. "All right." Honey, Ningning and Tang Chuan took the initiative to organize the birthday party. "They've worked hard. I've already asked Yang to send people over to help." "Good job." Huomin cupped Qin Chu's face in his hands and kissed him. "The day before your birthday, I plan to take you to a place where we can spend some alone time together." "You're being mysterious again?" Looking at Mr. Qin's eyes, Huomian knew he was up to something again. Chapter 36-23. "Yes, when you were pregnant with our second baby, I prepared a surprise for both of us." "What is it?" "Guess." "Here it comes again." "I'm so annoyed. Go to sleep if you're annoyed." With a slightly smile, Qin Chu carried the heavy Huomin onto the bed and tucked her in carefully. The next morning, Huomin thought Zheng Ro had been discharged from the hospital when he went to check on her after the meeting. But, to his surprise, when Huomin went in, she was eating breakfast with a great appetite. "Dr. Hui, you're here." Zheng Ro smiled. "How are you feeling? Are your legs better?" "Yeah, much better. Come and sit down. I was just about to talk to you." Zheng Ro's attitude changed greatly and she was polite to Huomin. But Huomin was a little wary. "Have you had breakfast? Do you want to eat with me?" Zheng Ro held up the soup dumplings in her hands. "No, I've had breakfast. Thank you." "Mian? I'm sorry for what I said the other day." Huomin smiled and didn't respond. "I'm too impulsive. Even my mom says I'm too impulsive. But I couldn't stop him. I was really angry at the time. You know I like Suyu. I lived in his house for so long and tried to please him." "I know. So when I found out he was with a little girl, I was furious. I'm not an idiot. I knew there was nothing going on between Suyu and that girl. He just wanted to get rid of me, so he used her. That made me angrier. He'd rather find someone to act than be with me." Zheng Ro, love is a matter of mutual consent. "I know. That's why I thought about it in the middle of the night and felt I was too selfish. I shouldn't vent my anger on you guys. Mian, you won't blame me, right?" "No. Can I attend your birthday party?" Zheng Ro looked excited. "My birthday is just a meal with my family. It's not that exaggerated. It's not like I'm 70 or 80 years old. I'm really embarrassed that you guys are like this." Huomin didn't like it. He went around telling people that it was his birthday. Being so ostentatious was really not her style. "I know. I just feel that we're friends, so I want to celebrate with you. Don't worry, I won't give you any expensive gifts. I'm just going to eat and drink." Since Zheng Ro said so, Huomian couldn't refuse. To be honest, she didn't want Zheng Ro to go. It wasn't because he didn't like her, but he felt that Su Yu would be there. When the two of them met, he didn't know if they would be unhappy again. Well, if your leg is fine, then come. Great, I knew you wouldn't stoop to my level. After leaving the ward, Huamin still felt uncomfortable. He didn't know what to say. Zheng Ro seemed sincere and straightforward. But Huamin still felt something was wrong. The scary thing was that he had known Zheng Ro for a long time, but she didn't seem as comfortable as Han Yueyao. After Huamin left, Zheng Ro picked up her cell phone and typed a few lines of text. Sir, it's done. I believe I'll see Lu Yan again on Huamin's birthday. Of course, Huamin might talk to Professor Lu on the phone that day. I'll find a chance to put the equipment on her. Chapter 36-24. After sending the message, Zheng Ro smiled meaningfully. It was true that she liked Su Yu, so she vented her anger on Huamin. But Huamin's forgiveness was a lie. It was also a lie to attend Huamin's birthday party. She just wanted to complete the mission her superior gave her. After all, no one could imagine that the daughter of a provincial leader was a spy. 1 minute later, she received a reply. Be careful. Qinshu is very vigilant. Huamin has anti-tracking equipment. Zheng Ro typed quickly, I understand, sir. Our equipment has been carefully processed. Their anti-tracking equipment won't work on us. Zheng Ro smiled smugly. Okay, keep in touch. The other end seemed to believe Zheng Ro's words. After all, such a high-level tracker couldn't be bought on the market with a lot of money. Such a sophisticated tracker should be enough to deal with a small fry like Huamin, right? Of course, this was only the opinion of Zheng Ro's superior. In a country in Africa, Lu Yan aimed at a target not far away and shot with practiced ease. It hit the target with one shot. The target fell down instantly. Damn it. You pretended to be a hunter. Can't I recognize you? Ian's subordinates are getting worse and worse. In the end, it's hard to catch you alive because Ian didn't kill you, Xiao Fei said calmly. Catch me alive? What a joke. Lu Yan gave him a contemptuous look. She almost couldn't remember how many times she had fought with Ian. Because Ian never had the heart to kill Lu Yan, he ordered them to catch her alive. Therefore they couldn't catch her each time. However, Lu Yan had gotten tired of this game. Ian, on the other hand, was still enjoying it. You let Xiaoning go just like that? Lying on the grass, Xiao Fei picked up a green foxtail and rubbed it against Lu Yan's cheek. He teased her. Isn't he your second brother? I can't kill him. After all, we'll be family in the future. Lu Yan smiled slyly. Others might believe you, but do you think I will? Don't you know how well I know you? Everywhere Xiao Fei looked, there was a gentleness that he had never shown to anyone else. His short silver hair shone even more brightly under the setting sun. It was very pleasing to the eye. Aha, then tell me, why didn't I kill him? Didn't you just want to continue fishing? It's not like those Thai guys saved Xiaonan this time. Smart. Can you guess who the other party is? Lu Yan was excited. She lay in the grass, the gun on her shoulder, motionless. Golden Triangle? Damn. You guessed it right? Lu Yan pouted. It wasn't difficult in the first place. There are only a few powerful forces in Southeast Asia. Our country is getting stricter and stricter. No one would dare to commit a crime at this time. The war in the Golden Triangle has been tense recently. They lack firearms and have contacted my father many times, but the price hasn't been negotiated. This time they saved Xiaonan because of this. Do you think those bumpkins in the Golden Triangle know who stole the meat this time? Lu Yan chuckled. Of course I do. Who else can catch Xiaonan besides you, Lu Yan? So, those bumpkins are bent on going against me, aren't they? For now, yes. Fuck them. How dare they bully me? Lu Yan was furious. The more she spoke, the angrier she got. She crawled out of the grass and started shooting. More than a dozen assassins who were hiding in front of her fell to the ground and died. Lu Yan, on the other hand, didn't waste a single bullet by shooting randomly. Psycho Chow, we should get out of here. It's too hot in Africa. So, are you going to the Golden Triangle to pick a fight or go back to China? Why would I go back to China? Lu Yan pretended not to know anything. Chapter 36-25. Why do you want to come back? To eat lotus leaf rice noodles? Xiao Fei glanced at Lu Yan in disdain. Lu Yan felt guilty. She knew this guy was still mad at her for eating lotus leaf rice noodles within last time. Ahem. How did you know my sister's birthday? Did he send you an invitation? No, my brother-in-law called me. Fuck. When did you two become so close? Lu Yen looked at Xiao Fei in surprise. It's between us men, Xiao Fei said seriously. It's my sister's birthday. Of course I want to go back, but my dad won't let me. The professor knows? Of course. Do you think my dad doesn't want to come back? But he knows that my sister's identity has been exposed. With so many people watching her, she'll be in danger if we go back. You're right. So, my dad won't let me go. He called me yesterday and warned me to do whatever I want. Don't let others use me. What about you? What do you think? I haven't thought about it yet. I'm conflicted. If you really want to go back, I'll go with you. At most, we'll call everyone back to protect Sister Mian. I still think it's too risky. If anything happens to my sister because of me, I'll hate myself to death. With a long sigh, Lu Yen threw down the gun in her hand and turned to leave. In the afterglow of the setting sun, her figure looked extremely lonely. Xiao Fei blamed himself. Although he had tried his best to protect this girl, she still looked so unhappy. Reuniting with her sister was a simple thing, but for Lu Yen, it was harder than reaching the sky. At this moment, Xiao Fei made a decision. Han Yueyao was still a little girl at Imperial Star who did odd jobs. She wasn't taken care of by Su Yu because of her special relationship with him. Ever since Su Xiaoxiao negotiated with Su Yu that day, she had been working very hard. She got full marks for dancing and singing. Then the company arranged an interview about the new student. Su Xiaoxiao's exposure made Gao Yeruo, who was originally very popular, pale in comparison. Some of her Weibo fans also went to Su Xiaoxiao. This made her very angry. After class, Su Xiaoxiao wiped her sweat with a towel and walked out. Gao Yeruo blocked her way. A good dog doesn't block the road, Su Xiaoxiao scolded her. Who are you calling a dog? I'll call whoever gets in my way a dog. Su Xiaoxiao cursed. Of course, she only cursed at Gao Yeruo. Su Xiaoxiao, you're so shameless. You're so eager for success at such a young age. Don't fucking talk nonsense with me. You're noble and have seen through the world of mortals. Go to the nunnery. Why are you pretending to be a mutant White Lotus here? Su Xiaoxiao had a bad temper. She even dared to scold her teacher, not to mention Gao Yeruo. If Gao Yeruo still thought that Han Yueyao was a pushover, she couldn't be more wrong. Su Xiaoxiao, you really have no bottom line just to become famous. Not only did you seduce President Su, but you even dragged Han Yueyao into a threesome. You're really despicable. Oh, I say, Big Sister Gao knows quite a lot. You even know about 3P? You've watched a lot of AV, haven't you? Gao Yeruo's face turned pale. I'm happy. I'll do whatever I want. It's none of your business. If you're not convinced, you can come up too. We're just short of one person. Gao Yeruo was so angry that her face turned red. In the past, Su Xiaoxiao always skipped classes and didn't attend activities. At that time, Gao Yeruo was in the limelight. As the captain, she sold her image as a young and beautiful girl to attract fans. But now, Su Xiaoxiao was like a different person. She was hardworking and eager to learn. Gao Yeruo felt that her status was no longer guaranteed, so she came to provoke her. She didn't expect to be scolded so badly by Su Xiaoxiao. Su Xiaoxiao, how can there be a woman like you in the world? Gao Yeruo couldn't help but yell. Immediately, the teacher and other students looked over. Chapter 36-26. Everything in the world counters each other. It's because of your existence that God created me to counter you. Su Xiaoxiao stuck out her tongue and made a face at Gao Yeruo. Gao Yeruo was so angry that she almost fell to the ground and foamed at the mouth. You. Just wait and see. I'll teach you a lesson. Gao Yeruo was so angry that her fingers trembled. Yeruo, forget it. She's President Su's wife. Let's not mess with her. President Su has slept with many women. She's just a novelty for a few days. After a while, President Su will find a new woman. I'll teach her a lesson. Gao Yeruo believed her intuition was right. She was waiting for the day when Su Xiaoxiao would fall out of favor. After class, Su Xiaoxiao went to eat with Han Yueyao. However, she didn't see Han Yueyao and didn't reply to her WeChat messages. At this moment, Su Yu had dragged Han Yueyao to a ladies' club. President Su, what's going on? Are you giving me a mid-autumn festival bonus? Looking at the dazzling array of women's clothing, Han Yueyao half-joked. Okay, if you think so, then take it as a bonus. Choose for yourself. Can I have all of them? Shame on you, Su Yu scolded in annoyance. Didn't you say you could choose whatever you want? Do you think I'm stupid? I can only choose one. I'm telling you, it's for Mion's birthday party. Wow. Are you going to take me? What else can I do? Do you think I'll go alone? Suyu had enough of being called a bachelor. Besides, he heard from Mian on WeChat that Zheng Ro would go as well. He had to continue this act. He really didn't want to have anything to do with Zheng Ro. He pretended to be a couple with Zheng Ro because Zheng Ro hadn't fallen in love with him yet. Suyu didn't want to owe her a favor, especially when it came to relationships. He had let down such a good girl, Nye Lingxian. He really didn't want to hurt other women. Since Han Yueyao didn't seem interested in him, Suyu thought they could work together. Only one set? So stingy. Han Yueyao sighed. One set is already good enough. It's a gift for you. If it were someone else, I wouldn't even take off the tag and return it immediately after wearing it, Suyu said deliberately. So, when the outside world says that you're a godly tycoon, it's actually fake. You're a stingy rich man. Cut the crap. Hurry up and choose. Can I choose shoes? Han Yueyao chuckled. You can choose any underwear or underwear. Just choose. This is the only time. You can't miss this opportunity. You're ruthless. In that case, I won't hold back, President Su. Then she stood up and yelled, Shop assistant, I want the most expensive dress in this shop. Size S, size 36 shoes and size S underwear. If you have a hat, give me one. If the bag is too expensive, I don't want it. Also, give me a pair of pearl earrings. They must be white with lace to match. Suyu. Half an hour later, Han Yueyao came out in the most expensive dress she had bought. After all, Han Yueyao was a dancer and was very thin. But she was still able to stand in this pink dress. If it were anyone else, they would have looked like they were from the countryside. Miss, you're the first one who doesn't look out of place in this dress. It's really beautiful, the shop assistant praised sincerely. President Su, please pay for it. I'll take this. Han Yueyao pointed at the dress she was wearing happily. President Su, the total cost is 230,000 yuan. So expensive? Suyu was extremely reluctant. He had a feeling that the girl was trying to rip him off. That dress is a limited edition. It costs 160,000 yuan? Okay. Pay by card. Suyu didn't want to hear more. He took out his black gold card and handed it to her. President Su, your girlfriend is so beautiful. She's very elegant. I'm not his girlfriend. I'm an employee of his company. Boss Su is in a good mood recently and gave my employees a mid-autumn festival benefit. So, beauty, do you want to work at Imperial Star? Maybe the next Christmas benefit will be a sports car. Hearing this, Suyu almost fainted. Han Yueyao, are you having fun? Suyu rolled his eyes. Chapter 36-27. Thank you for the Mid-Autumn Festival gift, President Su. Han Yueyao narrowed her eyes with a smile. Suyu touched his nose and turned to leave without a word. It seemed his dad was furious this time. I'm telling you, I didn't buy this dress for you to wear on your date with those hooligans. It's for Mian's birthday. I know. I'll do my best. Girl, you're so snobbish. Don't you know how to pretend? Suyu thought this woman loved money too much. Last time when he gave her 2,000 yuan, she took it without a word. This time, she didn't say she didn't want it when he took her shopping. If it were other women, they would at least be more reserved. Even if they really wanted it, they wouldn't say it out loud. I don't like to beat around the bush. We're all busy and don't want to waste time. Forget it. You're right no matter what I say. Anyway, remember not to run around that day. I'll pick you up and we'll get on the boat. Okay. President Su, I want to ask how much I'll be paid to pretend to be your date that day. What did you say? So you almost thought he heard it wrong. I said, the payment for that day. How dare you ask me for payment? You just spent more than 200,000 yuan on me. Do you know that? You're worth less than 200,000 yuan even if I sell you. Suyu was furious. It's not like that. President Su, you gave me the dress willingly. Besides, the tag was cut so I can't return it. I can't work for free. You mean if you don't be my date, you won't go to Mian's birthday party? No. If you don't let me be your date, I'll go by myself. But it's different. I won't be so tired and won't have to deal with that woman in the hospital for you. That woman is really fierce and requires physical and mental strength. Of course, if you don't think it's worth it, I'll give the dress back to you. Or, you can find someone else. I think Gao Yarwo is a good choice. Han Yueyao, you did it on purpose, didn't you? Suyu looked down at the little girl condescendingly. She was very eloquent and could talk back to him no matter what he said. Gao Yarwo was a typical white lotus. Suyu didn't even want to look at her. Although Han Yueyao was greedy, she didn't look so annoying. How would I dare to do that? I'm just recommending someone to you out of goodwill. Thank you for your kindness. Keep it? President Su about the payment? 2,000 a day? Same old rules. Su tried his best to keep calm. How can that be? How can 2,000 be enough to handle so many people on such a big occasion? Then how much do you want? Su face was gloomy, as if he was about to explode at any moment. 5,000. No, 3,000. Su bargained. Fixed price, 3,500. 3,200. Su continued to bargain. Big boss, you're a godly tycoon with a net worth of billions. Can you not be so stingy? You wouldn't even pick up 200 yuan if it was thrown on the ground. Aren't you embarrassed to bargain with me? You're shameless enough to ask me for it. Why would I be embarrassed to cut it off? I don't need money because I'm just an ordinary person. But you're a big shot. Don't you care about your dignity? Cut the crap. 3,200. No, 3,500. I can't go any lower. Or you can find someone else. Han Yueyao insisted. Su bit his lips, trying to suppress his anger. Han Yueyao, you've offended the boss. Do you still want to be successful in Imperial Star? Su asked with his hands on his hips. Chapter 36:28. Thank you for your reminder, boss. But I don't want to be successful. I just want to make some money to support my family. Okay, go back. I don't want to see you. Su waved his hand and shooed the talkative guy away. Then he drove away in his sports car. Holding the bag of luxury goods Su bought for her, Han Yueyao had mixed feelings. She hoped her behavior would make President Su think she was a materialistic person. That way, Su wouldn't treat her well and she wouldn't fall for him like all the other women who liked Su in the past. Yes, no one knew that Han Yueyao was using this method to protect herself. She didn't want to get hurt. When she got back, Su Xiaoxiao was already in the dorm. Hey Yao, you're back. Yeah. Damn. You're rich. Even I can't afford this brand. No. President Su bought it for me. What? Su bought it for you. He really likes you. Su Xiaoxiao smirked. It's not what you think. He asked me for help, so... Han Yueyao put down the bags and sat on the bed looking tired. Yao Yao, your relationship with my uncle is developing really fast recently. There's no development. I'm pissing President Su off. He won't die. My uncle is naughty and ordinary people are no match for him. Su Xiaoxiao had always thought highly of Su Yu and Han Yueyao. Maybe it was her woman's intuition, but she had a feeling that something would happen between Yao Yao and Su Yu. Forget it. Let's not talk about it. Han Yueyao didn't want to talk about the few interactions she had with Su Yu. Since she didn't have a chance, she didn't want to think about it. Whether it was Mrs. Su or Sister Mian, they couldn't get involved in the relationship. The distance between her and Su Yu was like the distance between the sky and the sea. They were thousands of miles apart. Come on. Have some fruit. Su Xiaoxiao pointed at the ground and Han Yueyao saw there were so many fruits. You bought so many. Can we finish them all? I didn't buy it. Brother Lin gave it to me. Oh. Han Yueyao had nothing to do with Lin Hang. She didn't want to know more about this weirdo. Brother Lin told me to thank you. Why are you thanking me? You're the one who saved him. But you did greet Chief Gao that day. Anyway, he was in a good mood. Aha, he even bought me ice cream. Su Xiaoxiao seemed to really like the guy in the car repair shop. Therefore, even if he only bought her an ice cream, she would still jump in joy. Xiaoxiao, although I don't have much experience in love, I feel that, if the woman is the one who gives a lot in a relationship, it will be very tiring. I know. So, are you still going to persevere? Is that kid really that good? That's right. In my heart, he's the best. I'm still young. In another 2 years, I'll go home and steal the household register to marry him. Did he agree? He doesn't need to agree. It's fine as long as I agree. It was indeed the style of a female bandit. The Su family seemed to be so domineering. Han Yueyao couldn't help but think of Su Yu and the legends about him. Xiao, President Su loved Sister Mian for so many years and did so many things for her. Was Dr. Hua ever moved? Did he never waver? Especially when he lived with the Su family for more than a year? So, you want to ask me if Dr. Hua ever liked my uncle? Su Xiaoxiao took a bite of the apple and concluded. Yes, I'm curious. Han Yueyao nodded. Chapter 36:29. Then I have a way to let you know. What? You can ask Dr. Hua directly. Su Xiaoxiao smirked. I'm afraid he'll kick me out. Han Yueyao covered her face. She thought to herself, what kind of idea is this girl coming up with? If she asked directly, she wouldn't have to hesitate. Okay, let's stop fooling around. In fact, the answer to this matter is very simple. Don't scare me again. Han Yueyao had been pranked too many times and obviously didn't believe Su Xiaoxiao's words. No, I'm serious. My uncle is handsome, powerful, and charismatic. Most importantly, he's so good to Dr. Hua. He loves her so much. If it were any other woman, they would have fallen for him long ago. I don't think Dr. Hua has been able to stay calm all these years because she has strong willpower. Willpower is nothing in the face of love. Then you mean? Yi Zichen asked. I think there's only one reason. The man by Dr. Hua's side is so outstanding that he completely overshadows my uncle's aura. So, Dr. Hua only has eyes for that man. You mean Sister Mion's husband? I haven't seen that man many times and don't know him well, so I can't comment. Han Yueyao tried to recall the few times she had met Qin Chu. Although he was handsome, he didn't talk much. She remembered that he was a man of few words. But indeed, Sister Mion seemed to listen to him. She snuggled up to him like a little child. Maybe this was love? Dr. Hua's birthday party must be very lively. My uncle is not bad, he even bought you new clothes. He did it to help him. Don't say that. If he really wanted to help, it would have been the same for anyone. But he chose you. Haha, don't spread rumors. Maybe it's because I'm going, so we formed a team. Han Yueyao didn't dare to think too deeply about Su Yu's motive. The two girls were chatting in the dormitory. Late at night, South Hill Manor, after the children fell asleep, Huamin and Qin Chu went upstairs to their room. Honey, wear this. I'll take you to a place. Qin Chu pointed at a handbag on the bed. What is this? Uniform temptation? Yes, that's true. Qin Chu smiled slightly and didn't say much. Someone's in the mood today. But it's useless to prepare these things. I can't do that with you. Huamin blushed slightly. You're thinking too much. That's not what I meant. Mr. Qin thought that Huamin looked the best when he blushed. She had already given birth to 2 children and became a mother, but she had not changed after all these years. What kind of uniform is it? Police or stewardess? Huamin asked curiously as he opened the bag. Qin Chu did not answer. When she took out the clothes, her eyes immediately became moist. It was indeed a uniform, and it was so familiar to her. Where did you get it? Huamin smiled with tears in her eyes. She held the jacket. It was the second high school uniform. Huamin's eyes were filled with memories whenever she saw this uniform. At that time, the uniforms were all the same and it was easy to get mixed up. So, Huamin asked her mother to embroider the word Mion on the collar of the uniform. So she subconsciously turned the collar. When she saw that familiar word, she couldn't stop her tears from falling. Do you like it, honey? Qin Chu gently hugged Huamin from behind. Chapter 36:30. I do, but why are you looking for your school uniform all of a sudden? Huamin held back her tears and snuggled in Qin Chu's arms, feeling warm. After graduation, this uniform was kept at the bottom of the box. She never took it out to wear. When she went back to school with Qin Chu for the homecoming event, the school also provided her with a new uniform. So, when Huamin saw the uniform that belonged to her again, she felt a lot of emotions. She had spent 3 happy years with Qin Chu at second high, and it was also the most innocent and naive time of her life. Put it on and come with me. Mr. Qin still didn't want to reveal more. He had always been secretive. Huamin put it on obediently. When she looked in the mirror, she couldn't help but laugh. Haha, I'm pregnant now. If I wear this back to school, will the security guard think that I'm hiding explosives in my belly? We're not going back to school. Don't worry. If we're not going back to school, won't people think that we're crazy if we wear this out in the middle of the night? Huamin was worried. They won't. Let's go. Qin Chu carefully held her hand, and the couple tiptoed downstairs. After they opened the door and left, Pudding stood at the unlocked door and sighed. What's wrong? Pudding? On the other end of the phone, she was video chatting with Wei Yunchu. My daddy and mommy are secretly dating again. Every time it happens, I feel like I'm extra. Haha, it's normal. At least your Uncle Qin knows how to secretly. My old Wei. He's blatantly abusing me. At home he calls me mommy a little. My dear Xiao Wei. That's how it is. So be content. Uncle Wei has such a cute side? Pudding couldn't help but laugh when she saw how vividly Wei Yunchu acted. Of course. My old Wei is always arrogant outside, but when he's home he listens to my mommy. Of course I do too. Mommy is the biggest in our family. Little Bean and I used to be at the bottom. Now that my little brother is about to be born, he'll be at the bottom. How pitiful. He has to take the blame before he's even born. That's why his name is Chin Guogua? Haha, that's a good name. Creative. Where's little Bean? Are you asleep? She's already sleeping like a pig. Look at her. She's asleep and she's still holding onto the Yakult in her hand. Pudding shifted the camera to little Bean. She was holding a bottle of Yakult yogurt in her arms, and crystal clear saliva was dripping from her mouth. Oh my god, this sleeping posture is really intoxicating. Wei Yunchu and Pudding's relationship had always been stable. They played together, talked about school, friends, and their dreams. Wei Yunchu even gave Pudding all his New Year's money and private savings for the past few years. He asked Pudding to help him invest in stocks. This kid had hidden his wealth well. Adding it all up, it was a few million. Although it was just a small amount for Pudding, she still helped Wei Yunchu manage his investments. Sometimes she would even take the initiative to send him a WeChat message when it increased a lot in a day. Pudding, when you grow up, can you move into my house? Why would I move into your house? Pudding actually understood immediately, but she pretended not to. Just like your mom and dad living together? My parents are husband and wife. We're not. Pudding turned her face shyly. We are. We grew up together as childhood sweethearts. When we reach your parents' age, we'll have known each other longer than they have. What if you like another girl when you grow up? Pudding threw a difficult question at him. Chapter 36-31. I don't think so. Wei Yunchu was very certain. Why? Because there are a lot of girls in school now, but I don't play with them. It's so late, but I still video chat with you. What do you think? Wei Yunchu was famous for his high IQ and EQ, especially when he often played with the twins. Therefore, he didn't know anything about love. He didn't know what it felt like. He only knew that he was always with Pudding, and everyone thought that they would be together in the future. Therefore, all of this was logical. Right now, he only felt that love and marriage were living together. Just like his parents and Pudding's parents. They didn't quarrel and were very loving. It was enough for their families to be harmonious. When they grew up, they realized love wasn't that easy. No one would always have a smooth sailing until the end. On the road of love, many people would be tortured to death if they weren't careful. This had nothing to do with IQ and EQ. Of course, this was all in the future. Chin Chu drove out with Huamin, followed by bodyguards. Right now, he wasn't confident that he could protect Mian by himself. Ever since Nalo came, Chin Chu had been even more vigilant. Chin Chu drove his sports car in front, and the bodyguards' cars followed in front and behind. They formed a circle from afar, and no one could escape from them. They didn't stop until they reached a movie theater. Honey, are you going to treat me to a movie? Huamin glanced at the movie theater after getting out of the car. This was a very famous movie theater in the city because the visual and sound effects were the best. Therefore, it was almost full every day, especially when there was a big movie showing. Yeah, let's watch a movie first. Do you want to buy popcorn and Coke? Huamin smiled. No, I'll treat you to something special. With that, Chin Chu held her hand and walked in. Mr. Chin, Mrs. Chin, you're here. The staff inside had obviously been carefully prepared. Honey, did you book the whole theater? Huamin asked in a low voice. No, it's just the two of us watching. There's no atmosphere. We need a lot of people watching. In order to ensure Huamin's safety, Chin Chu wanted to find someone to watch the movie with him. Instead, they were the theater's staff, bodyguards, and some of GK's higher-ups. In this way, more than 200 seats were filled. Huamin and Chin Chu sat in the middle. Mr. Chin, here's your item. The staff member carefully handed something over. Chin Chu took it and gave it to Huamin. This is sparkling water? Huamin was a little surprised. The bubble water company had closed down a long time ago. It was only popular during the years when they were in school. Later on, it produced many drinks one after another. No one was drinking that cheap and high-quality sparkling water anymore. I asked his boss to make 2 bottles personally. Drink it and see if it still tastes the same. Yes. Huamin lowered his head in surprise and sucked on the straw. Then, with the first sip, it tasted the same as the taste in her memory. It's so good. She smiled with satisfaction. What about this? Do you want to eat it? Chin Chu pulled out a stick of roasted corn out of nowhere. This was Huamin's favorite snack. Honey, you're so well prepared. So, what movie are you treating me to today? You who sat next to me? Seeing that Chin Chu had prepared a nostalgic route, Huamin could roughly guess what movie they were going to watch today. Just watch and you'll know. Just then, the theater darkened and the movie started. The first monologue already made Huamin's heart pound. A man and a woman's voices came from the big screen. They said, Chapter 36-32. A man's voice said, Mian, the first time I saw you, I thought that this girl would be my wife. A woman's voice said, the first time I saw you, I thought, this man is so handsome, I wonder who will be unlucky enough to marry him. Honey, this is... Huamin covered her mouth in shock. She didn't expect this, she really didn't expect this. Don't worry, take your time. This movie is very good. Qin Chu hugged Huamin and carefully covered her legs with the blanket he brought. Just like that, the couple was accompanied by hundreds of people. At midnight on the eve of Huamin's birthday, I watched a very special movie, which is why I said it was special. It was because all the actors in the movie were students of the Film Academy and didn't look like celebrities. It was also because the movie was about the ups and downs of Qin Chu and Huamin over the years. It was a 2-hour movie. Qin Chu personally worked as the scriptwriter. He led an excellent scriptwriter team and stayed up many times to edit the script. She wrote down all the touching words that the two of them said when they were together and used them as her lines. So when those lines appeared, Huamin couldn't help but cry. She didn't expect that Mr. Qin would turn their story into a movie. He used visual effects to show their memories over the years. The girl who played Huamin in the movie played the role of Vice Director Hua. She went from an innocent girl to the mother of twins. Suddenly, Huamian felt as if everything had happened in her previous life. The people watching the movie also shed tears many times. They only knew that Mr. and Mrs. Qin were very close. Mr. Qin was a wife-doting maniac. But they didn't expect so many things to happen between them over the years. Qin Chu and Huamin teetered on the edge of life and death several times. In the end, the two of them were still together, holding hands and walking away. After the movie, Huamin used up 2 packs of tissues to cry. They say that pregnant women are emotional. I didn't expect you to have such a big reaction. Qin Chu carefully wiped her tears with a tissue. He didn't want to hurt her, so he used just the right amount of strength. I'm the crying goddess now, don't you know? Huamin smiled with tears in her eyes. Now I know, crying goddess. Honey, thank you. This is really the most special gift you've given me. Huamin's heart warmed. She reached out her arms and hugged Qin Chu's broad waist. You're welcome, crying goddess. Are you hungry? Like Cyan's ramen? It's so late, they're still open? The weather had turned cold, and Cyan's ramen was a small noodle shop with few customers in the middle of the night. I can do it for you. Then a bunch of keys appeared in his hand. You didn't get her keys, did you? Huamian was surprised. Congratulations, you know how to answer first. Just like that, to Huamin's surprise, the two of them arrived at Cyan's ramen. Qin Chu opened the door with the keys. Huamin sat at the small table. Qin Chu carefully recalled the noodle-making skills he had learned from the boss. The soup was made in advance by the owner, so it could be used after heating it up. It wasn't until Qin Chu served the noodles that Huamin realized that it wasn't a dream. Honey, I think we won't starve to death in the future. At least you know how to make noodles. When we can't survive anymore, you can set up a stall to sell noodles. Huamin joked. Okay, madam. You can collect money and I'll make noodles. Qin Chu was very cooperative. Honey, do you know how I feel right now? Huamin held her chopsticks and asked Qin Chu impatiently before she could take a bite. Chapter 36-33. Yeah, I'm guessing that you love me to death, Mr. Qin answered calmly. Haha, you're so narcissistic. Huamin was amused. Qin Chu was only as childish as a child in front of her. I actually wanted to say, everything you did today brought me back to my teenage years. I suddenly feel like I'm 10 years younger. Huamian's eyes shone with a strange light as she spoke. Yes, she felt like she was young again, full of vitality and positive energy. Okay, goddess of tears, eat it while it's hot. It'll get cold soon. Qin Chu gently reminded her. Just then, Huamin turned around and saw the bodyguard sitting in the car. Honey, why don't we make more? Everyone seems hungry. Isn't it inappropriate for us to eat here? She thought Mr. Qin would refuse. However, he got up and walked to the kitchen again. Before he got up, he said, Go and call them over. Huamin immediately waved his hand excitedly. Get out of the car, all of you. Hurry up. Hearing a young lady's call, a dozen bodyguards got out of the car one after another. Then, they followed Huamin's instructions and sat down at the small table. A young lady, do you mean, the boss is going to cook noodles for us? A bodyguard asked dumbfoundedly. No. It's not noodles. It's ramen. It's delicious. I almost finished a bowl. Huamin was very proud. No, it's too much trouble for our boss. The bodyguards were used to Qin Chu's cold face and were not used to their boss asking such questions. It's okay. My husband is super nice. He just doesn't like to talk nonsense. Don't be afraid and eat in peace. Huamin chatted with everyone. They even talked about movies. Many of the bodyguards knew that a young lady was very amiable, so they chatted more and more. There were even some gossipy people who asked about the interesting things they did when they were young. Huamian's eyebrows danced as she talked as if she was a chatterbox. Qin Chu occasionally looked over in the kitchen. He saw Huamin sitting there, gesturing and smiling brightly. Yes, he loved Huamin like this. A carefree and happy girl. He would let her be by his side for the rest of her life. After they finished eating, they didn't rush to get out of the car. Huamin was in a good mood and suggested they go for a walk. Qin Chu held her hand and they strolled in the middle of the night. Because this place was very close to the school, it was the back street of Second High School. Therefore, the two of them began to stroll around the school. Honey, I'm very happy tonight. Your happiness is more important than anything else. Qin Chu stroked her long hair. Actually, I don't need to prepare any surprises or gifts for my birthday now. The main thing is that we're together as a family. With you and the children by my side, I'm full of happiness. We'll be with you every year. Pudding and Little Bean will get married one day. Huamian felt a little sad at the thought. Getting married and celebrating your birthday don't conflict with each other. Ah, you're right. When they bring their boyfriends back, our family will be even livelier. Okay. Qin Chu nodded and smiled, but there seemed to be something in his eyes. Honey, is there something on your mind? Yes. Tell me, I want to hear it. Mian, do you know how many people I've killed in the past 2 months? Qin Chu changed the topic. Huamin didn't say anything. Qin Chu answered word by word, there are 36 people in total. 20 of them are outstanding killers, and the remaining 16 are retired mercenaries from the special forces. Some of them lurk near the hospital, some lurk on your way home from work, some lurk at the children's school, and some even lurk at Sky Blessing Court. They want to kill Mom and Jixin. Huamin was slightly shocked. Chapter 36-34. You didn't expect it, right? Yeah. I really didn't expect it to be so much. If Qin Chu hadn't told her these things, she wouldn't have imagined them even if she was beaten to death. So, honey, your identity has been exposed. This is what I was most afraid of. Our family may face a lot of danger in the future. Are you afraid? Huamin shook his head. No. I know you'll protect me. Yeah. In the future, even if we die, we'll die together. Qin Chu held Huamin's hand tightly. He seemed to have made up his mind. Ian, Nalo, and Huasiqian, who was rescued by an unknown force. And the person who wanted to buy Huamin at a high price from the human traffickers. There were too many terrifying forces behind them. Qin Chu was tense all the time and didn't dare to let his guard down. He was afraid that he couldn't protect Huamin. Bah! Don't say those inauspicious things. We're both going to live a long life. If someone dies, it's those people. Okay. Qin Chu smiled. Honey, did I drag everyone down with me? If that day really comes and they only want to use me to threaten Dad, I'll go out. You take good care of Pudding and Little Bean. Do you think it's possible? You have to do this for the kids. I won't anymore. We've been through so much over the years, but you still don't understand. Without you, how am I going to live on? Put yourself in my shoes. If I were the one who died, would you still be happy for the rest of your life? Honey, let's not be separated anymore. I'm really scared. Hearing this, Huamin reached out and hugged Qin Chu's neck tightly. It was as if he would disappear at any moment. Did you just say that you're going out and want me to protect the kids? Are you that great? Qin Chu laughed. I was just bragging. Don't take it seriously. You are like a child. Qin Chu nodded dotingly at Huamin's head. Then the couple got in the car and went home. The next morning it was Huamin's birthday. The birthday party started at 7:30 p.m. Therefore, she felt that since she had nothing to do during the day, she had to go to Southside to take a look. On the way to Southside, Huamin sent a WeChat message to everyone in the group. To be exact, it was an announcement. Announcement: everyone attending my birthday party tonight, please do not bring any birthday gifts. There will be security guards at the door to check. You can only bring your cell phones, wallets and whatnot. Those who refuse to accept gifts will be kicked out. Ah, that's a good rule. It saves money. Zhu Lingling jumped out and laughed. Then I'll leave the present I prepared for you next year. Jiang Xiaowei said. Sister Mian, if you don't accept the gifts, then we'll all be freeloaders, and Ai Yang joked. It's okay. The Qin family is rich and powerful. Let's eat as much as we want, Huamin replied. Sis-in-law, wait a minute. The Tang family is the organizer this time, not the Qin family. How can you let everyone eat as much as they want? Tang Chuan jumped out anxiously and accused Huamin of cheating. Tang Chuan, what's wrong with my sister-in-law eating and drinking as much as you want? If I'm not happy, I'll ask you for more than 1 billion yuan in betrothal gifts. Haha, Ning Ning, I was just joking. Why did you take it so seriously? Are you stupid? Anyway, this is the first time we're holding a birthday party for my sister-in-law. Don't embarrass me. Okay. Yes, boss honey. Suyu was right. Tang Chuan had completely lost his integrity and followed Qi Ning's lead. Everyone discussed for a long time. Zhu Lingling suddenly gossiped. Hey, why isn't Suyu saying anything? Did he prepare the gifts? Ah. Only then did everyone realize that Suyu hadn't said a word. Chapter 36-35. I won't say anything. I'll just watch you guys show off, Suyu suddenly said. Everyone was speechless. Lord Su, what did you prepare for Dr. Hua this year? Gold bars or gold bricks? A cruise ship or a spaceship? Zhu Lingling teased him. I really did prepare a big gift today. Please tell us. Tell us. Yeah, I'm really curious. Lord Su always spends a lot of money every year. I wonder what it is this year. Everyone couldn't wait. Everyone knew that Qin Chu wouldn't be angry if they teased him like this. After all, Mr. Qin was also in the group and no one wanted to avoid him. Sis, I'll bet a pack of spicy sticks that Handsome Su prepared something super expensive for Mommy this year. Do you think it's a blue and white porcelain antique or a painting by Qi Baisher? Little Bean asked. I think he'll surprise everyone this year. Why do you say that? Little Bean didn't understand. That's Handsome Su's temper. The more he bluffs, the more he's up to no good, Pudding analyzed. Humph, I don't believe you. You seem to know our Handsome Su very well. Do you want to bet? Do you still have money to bet with me? Yes, Grandpa gave me 500 yuan yesterday. I haven't had the time to buy ice cream yet. Little Bean happily took out 5 100 yuan bills from her small wallet. 500 yuan. You're really rich. Although Pudding didn't care about 500 yuan, she still agreed to the bet in order to make Little Bean accept her loss. Then, everyone held their phones and waited for Suyu to reveal it in the group chat. Just then Suyu sent a short video. In it, Suyu sang Happy Birthday to You, with tone-deaf notes. After the video ended, Zhu Lingling urged, Lord Su, stop wasting time. Hurry up and reveal it. We're all waiting. It's already been revealed. Zhu Lingling, Jiang Xiaowei, don't tell me that it's actually a song that you sang yourself. Congratulations, Dr. Jiang. You got it right. Everyone vomited blood again. Pudding reached out her hand calmly and looked at Little Bean. Pay up. My 500 yuan is even more wrong than Do-e. A bet is a bet. Fine. I'll give it to you. I'm going to talk to Handsome Su later. What kind of stupid gift is this? In the car, Huamin was laughing so hard that he was almost out of breath. Lord Su is so talented. Huamin couldn't help but exclaim. They didn't expect Suyu to be so naughty and tease everyone in the morning. After watching everyone having fun, Huamin issued another warning. Listen up. I'm not joking. I'm serious. If you bring a gift, don't blame me for being merciless and kicking you out. So just bring your cell phones. You can take pictures and post them on WeChat Moments, Huamin reminded them again. Then if we give you a phone, wouldn't we be able to bring it in? Wei Liao's words made everyone burst into laughter again. Huamin, Dr. Jiang, control your husband. He's here to make trouble for me in the morning. My husband is right. Giving you a cell phone is a good idea. Security, remember that Jiang Xiaowei and her husband can't even bring their cell phones in. Huamin said seriously. Time passed quickly as they joked around in the WeChat group. When they were about to arrive at the hospital, Huamin received a private message from President Hua. Happy birthday. Thank you and see you tonight. Get on the boat with Suyu early. Of course. President Hua. I want to ask, will Lu Yin come today? Chapter 36-36. And to be honest, I'm really not sure because Yin hasn't contacted me. The things you prepared for her last time are still with me, so I really can't answer your question. Okay then, I got it. Thank you, President Hua. Xiao An's tone carried a hint of disappointment. Huamin arrived at the hospital as usual. She didn't expect to hear a bang as soon as she entered the hall. There were fireworks all over the floor, then all the medical staff at Southside stood in 2 rows. Vice Director, happy birthday. You'll always be beautiful. The slogans were actually the same. Huamin was really not prepared at all. Therefore, he was truly shocked. Just as her little heart was still pounding, President Wu, who she hadn't seen in a long time, walked out of the crowd. He was wearing a white coat. President Wu, why are you here? Because she hadn't informed him in advance, Huamin was very surprised to see President Wu. As the best doctor in our hospital and the most outstanding director, I have a birthday present for you. President Wu's assistant handed over a silk banner. There were 2 lines of words written on it: good doctors feeling cure illness, divine technique silent cure illness. President Wu, this is my birthday present to you on behalf of all the staff in our hospital. Then President Wu picked up a silk banner with the most popular doctor written on it and hung it on Huamin's body. At that moment, Huamin felt like she was about to float. There was a deafening applause in the hall. Huamin had never dreamed of flowers and applause. But at this moment she was happy and gratified. She had done a good job and deserved everyone's approval. That was enough. In this life she had worked hard to be a doctor. Even though she was the vice director of management, she still often went to the departments she was familiar with and discussed the patient's conditions with the doctors. She really didn't think she was great. Wasn't a doctor's job to treat patients and save people? But at this moment she was happy because she had received everyone's approval. Vice Director Huo, we love you. The slogans rang out in unison again. Huamin smiled shyly with tears in his eyes. This was an unimaginable scene. He could only say that he was moved. President Wu raised his hand and adjusted his glasses. Then he looked at Huamin and spoke slowly. Mian, it's been hard on you these past few years. You've witnessed the rise of Southside and led the medical field in this city to great progress. You're the pride of C City and all of us medical staff. Don't, President Wu. Don't say that. I'm not that noble. I'm just doing my job. I'm not working for free. I'm getting paid. Huamin felt a little ashamed. There's no need to be humble. Everyone knows what kind of person you are. Anyway, I hope that you can continue to move forward with the Southern District. President Wu's words put Huamin in a difficult position. Originally, she planned to quit her job after she gave birth to her second child and go to GK to help her husband. But now, President Wu's words clearly meant that he wanted to give her the heavy responsibility. President Wu, the truth is. Huamin gritted his teeth and wanted to say what was on his mind. Mian, I'm getting old. I've already submitted my retirement report. Once it's approved, I'll retire to the second line. You're retiring? So soon? Huamin had been busy with the hospital and didn't notice that President Wu was about to retire. Chapter 36-37. I'm an old man and I can't keep occupying this position. I suggested to the higher-ups that you be the director, but they said you're still too young and need to be tested. But I believe you'll pass the test. When I'm gone, you must continue to manage the first hospital in South Side. They're my blood, sweat, and tears. They're like my children. What about you? I'm going abroad to live with Shui and her family. Their clinic is doing very well. Shui is worried that I won't be able to stay idle after retirement, so she wants me to help them. You're really leaving? Huomian's eyes were filled with reluctance. In fact, she was very lucky to have such a good leader like Director Wu. All good things must come to an end. The sun will set one day. It's better to give opportunities to young people like you. President Wu patted Huomin's shoulder and said. When they returned to the office, Huomin still couldn't calm down. Sister Mian, you're going to be the director, our ultimate boss. Are you happy? Qin Jia asked excitedly. To be honest, I'm nervous. I'm afraid I can't do it well, Huomin told the truth. Of course not. In fact, you're already doing President Wu's work. In the past year, President Wu has been busy with meetings and flying all over the country. You've been doing almost all the work here. So when he retires, no one is more suitable than you. I think you'll be the youngest director of a Class 3 Grade A hospital in our city, no in the country. Haha, you're not even 30 years old, but you're already in charge of 2 of the biggest Class 3 Grade A hospitals. If word gets out, I'm afraid many people's jaws will drop. Qin Jia was a low-key person and was rarely this happy. But this time she was truly happy for Huomin. Huomin didn't care. After all, it didn't matter to her whether it was the vice director or Director Zheng. All she liked was this job. President Wu was retiring and handing over all the power to her. This wasn't a surprise, but a few days ago she had promised Mr. Qin that she would wholeheartedly help her husband with his business. Was he going to be slapped in the face so soon? Moreover, if her husband knew about this, would he be very disappointed? For a moment, Huomin's heart was in turmoil. and he couldn't decide what to do. She even wanted to talk to Director Wu and ask the higher-ups to transfer a director over. However, looking at the trust in President Wu's eyes, she felt that she couldn't say anything. I really don't think I'm that good. I'm already very satisfied with my current situation. Sister Mian and I Yang and I prepared a gift for you. I said no. Do you still want to board the ship? Wamin laughed. It's not expensive. It's just a small token of our appreciation. Then Qinjie secretly took out a small red box from the pocket of her white lab coat. She opened it in front of Huamin. Inside was a very small and exquisite longevity lock. This is silver, so it's very cheap. However, the words on it were engraved by Ni Yang. He said it was meaningful to give it to his nephew. Huamin lowered his head and looked at the words on the longevity lock. Peace and happiness. Qinjie had been with Huamin for a long time, so she knew his temper very well. Seeing that it was silver and Ni Yang had personally engraved it, Huamin didn't refuse. Then I'll thank Uncle Ni Yang and Auntie on behalf of the baby. Huamin accepted the gift with a smile. Just then someone knocked on the door. Vice Director, there's a patient who wants to register with you. Do you want to take him? Outside the door, a doctor shouted into Huamin's office. Chapter 36-38. Sister Mian, I'll go turn it down for you. Qinjie stood up and was about to leave when Huamin stopped her. There's no need for that. Since my name was called, she must be someone who knows me. Let her in then. But, won't she be in danger? Don't worry. Aren't the bodyguards patrolling outside? Huamin smiled. Furthermore, she was no longer the weak and powerless person she used to be. She had poisonous pets and silver needles. She felt like she was becoming more and more like a miracle doctor. Huamin always gave opportunities to those who wanted to see him. Of course, she didn't expect to see Jiang Yi, whom she hadn't seen in a long time. Jiang Yi? Do you remember who he was? He was the veteran best actor and a big shot in the entertainment industry. He had a crush on Huamin for a long time. They weren't friends, but they weren't enemies either. Jiang Yi spent most of his time in Jing City. So, Huamin hadn't seen him in a long time. Selfishly speaking, if he didn't come to see Huamin, Huamin would have forgotten about him. Jiang Yi walked in with a bouquet of lilies in his hand. Happy birthday, Dr. Hua. You didn't come here just to celebrate my birthday, did you? Huamin narrowed his eyes and asked. I haven't seen you in so long and you're still so narcissistic. Do you think that's possible? If I celebrate your birthday with you, can you reimburse me for my round-trip ticket? Huamin, I'll stop teasing you. Let's get back to business. I have a promotion for a movie and happened to pass by. Then, I heard people in the industry talking about young Master Tang celebrating your birthday on a luxurious cruise ship. Is there a new movie coming out? Huamin avoided the topic of his birthday and asked about the movie. Yeah, basically one movie a year. Otherwise, I'll eat and drink whatever I want. I can't really go hungry, right? Jiang Yi laughed. No, why would you go hungry? You're the best actor. Don't insult me. What kind of best actor am I? I'm already past my prime. Nowadays, it's the world of the little fresh meats. Even those born after 2000 have appeared on the scene. I, who's born after 70, have long sunk into the sea like a stone. No, actors compete with their acting skills. You're an actor, not just a celebrity. Oh, it's rare to hear such compliments from a senior doctor. It seems like I made the right decision to come here today. Thank you for coming to Sea City to see me. You're about to have your second child, right? Jiang Yi asked. Yes, there are only a few months left. You're really fast. In the blink of an eye, you're almost a mother of 3. But you're still single, so you have to work hard. Huamin smiled. That mouth of yours has always been unforgiving, ha. Jiang Yi was getting better and better at facing Huamin. He really liked this girl. In the beginning he was curious. Then he got to know her character. Then he got to know everything that Huamin had done in the hospital. He truly admired this outstanding woman from the bottom of his heart. But he no longer had any wishful thinking. The more he got to know Huamin, the more he felt that he wasn't good enough for such an outstanding woman. Even someone like Su Yu couldn't get her, let alone an actor like him. How long are you staying this time? I'm leaving on a plane tonight. Then you can't come on the cruise? Huamin sent a disguised invitation. No, I don't want your husband to be upset when he sees his love rival. You think you're a love rival? My husband isn't even jealous of someone like Su Yu, let alone you. Okay, stop showing off. You know I'm single, yet you still want to bully me? You should take care of yourself. There are a lot of people on the cruise tonight and it's too messy. Who knows if someone will sneak onto the cruise and try to harm you. So you should be careful, Jiang Yi advised. You're talking about? Huamin was smart and immediately understood what Jiang Yi was implying. It seemed like he didn't come here just to see her. Chapter 36-39. Huamian, I know we're not friends and I can't interfere too much in your life. But when I hear about you, I'm still worried about you. I don't know if this news is accurate or not, but I heard that Hui Yanyan somehow got an invitation to your birthday party. She's your nemesis, right? If she shows up at your birthday party, nothing good will come out of it, so you have to be careful. How did you get this news? Hui Yanyan has been hanging out with an investor. I don't know if it's for money or something else. I heard it at a dinner party by accident. Jiang Yi, thank you for telling me this. Huami knew Hui Yanyan wouldn't let it go so easily. But she was still grateful that Jiang Yi told her this out of kindness. You don't have to thank me. I just think it's not easy for you to get to where you are now. You're pregnant and there are so many bitches who want to make trouble for you. You must take good care of yourself. Okay, I will. Oh, I have a friend who's also in the film and television industry. She's a newcomer with a good foundation. She graduated from a dance academy. You can promote her if you have the chance. Isn't it better to ask Suyu for help? Jiang Yi chuckled. I don't want her to have a high starting point. I'm afraid she'll get carried away and lose sight of herself. So, I'd rather she take it one step at a time. You're a mature and far-sighted person. Okay, stop praising me. Okay. Give me your friend's name and phone number. I'll recommend her if I have the chance. Okay. I'll send it to you. Huamin picked up his cell phone and sent the information to Jiang Yi. Then Jiang Yi left the hospital. He came to visit Huamin with flowers, which made Huamin feel grateful. As for Hui Yanyan, she really couldn't do anything to her. She wasn't even afraid of Hui Yanyan when she was in her prime, let alone Hui Yanyan who was like a stray dog. On the other side, hearing that Huamin didn't accept her birthday gift, Han Yueyao felt conflicted. He couldn't really not give anything, right? But if he brought a gift, he wouldn't be able to board the ship. He would not be able to fulfill his promise to Suyu. After much consideration, she ran out during the lunch break. She went to a busy street in the city center and found a large chain of pregnancy and baby stores. Miss, what would you like to buy? Let me introduce you. Do you have clothes for a newborn baby? Yes, we do. Come over here. We have a newborn gift bag here. There are clothes, pants, hats, socks, and gloves inside. It's a good deal. There's a total of 11 pieces. What color should the little boy wear? Blue or yellow will do. She thought for a moment and nodded. Then I'll take the blue one. Okay, this box is 1,980 yuan. It's so expensive. Han Yueyao was surprised. Children's clothes cost 2,000 yuan. We are a big brand. We guarantee the quality. Okay, wrap it up. Make it beautiful. Just like that, Han Yueyao chose a set of exquisite gift bags for Huamian's unborn child. Although it was nothing for Huamin and the others. But it was more than her monthly living expenses. She had always been frugal here. She didn't accept any of the money from Suyu's mother. She wanted to live with dignity. When she walked out with the gift bag, she suddenly heard someone call her from behind. Han Yueyao. It was a man's voice. It can't be Suyu again, right? I've been seeing him a lot lately. It seems so, she murmured to herself and turned around. She was surprised to see that it wasn't Suyu. Chapter 36-40. It's you. Seeing that it was Lin Hang, Han Yueyao was surprised. You're alone? Yeah. Have you eaten? No. Then let's go. I'll take you to eat. Then before Han Yueyao could reply, Lin Hang walked ahead of her. Hey, I don't want to eat. I have something to do. Later, Lin Hang didn't seem to hear what Han Yueyao said. Instead, he took her to a popular beef soup and rice restaurant. It was a small restaurant. Little Lin, did you bring your girlfriend here today? The waitress seemed to know Lin Hang and seemed to be familiar with him. No, we're friends. Lin Hang seemed to blush. Auntie Ru, 2 servings of beef soup and rice. Okay. The waitress turned around to cook. What do you want to drink? Soda will be fine. Lin Hang stood up and took out 2 bottles of sparkling water from the fridge. Then he unscrewed them for Han Yueyao. Is her restaurant delicious? Han Yueyao looked around and saw that the place was less than 60 square meters in size and was packed with people. There was even a line outside. Try it and you'll know. Okay. Han Yueyao lowered her head and didn't say more. Why did you buy newborn clothes? Are you pregnant? Damn it. You're the one who's pregnant. Han Yueao looked up in disgust. I was just kidding. You actually took it seriously, Lin Hang said seriously and picked up the sparkling water to drink. Han Yueao, your joke isn't funny at all. Ahem. Lin Hang was really embarrassed and couldn't continue chatting with this woman. She had never been like Su Xiaoxiao, who gave him face and supported him. Soon the waitress brought the soup and rice to them one by one. Han Yueao had planned to send the food to Huamin at Southside after shopping. She hadn't planned to eat, but she didn't expect to meet this guy and be forced to eat beef soup and rice. How's the taste? Lin Hang asked. I have to say it's not bad. Han Yueao was addicted to the food. She lowered her head and kept eating without the burden of an idol. Lin Hang kept looking at her with an indescribable look in his eyes. How old are you? What? Just asking. Not as old as you anyway. Aren't you a little older than Su Xiaoxiao? She's not as young as Xiaoxiao. Yes, it's good to be bigger. Mature. What are you talking to yourself about? Han Yueao didn't hear Lin Hang's murmur. Thank you for that day at the police station. Why are you thanking me? You should thank Xiaoxiao. If she didn't go to her uncle, Han Yueao almost blurted it out. Realizing that he had said too much, he immediately shut his mouth. I know that her uncle is Su Yu. You know? Han Yueao was surprised. That's right, I've always known. It's precisely because she's from the Su family that I've never intended to be friends with Xiaoxiao. How can a bunch of stinky car mechanics like us be worthy of the Su family's golden branches and jade leaves? Don't say that. We're not in the olden days anymore. We don't care about matching in social status. Xiaoxiao's feelings for you? Before she could finish, Lin Hang interrupted her. He raised his head and looked into Han Yueao's eyes. Then he stared at her face and enunciated each word clearly. Han Yueao, will you be my girlfriend? Cough, cough, cough. Han Yueao almost choked on the beef soup in her mouth. Are you okay? Lin Hang hurriedly handed her a tissue. I'm fine, I'm fine. Hee brother, you're so funny. Han Yueao laughed awkwardly. Chapter 36:41. I'm not joking. Han Yueao, I have feelings for you. Han Yueao, although I don't have anything, I'll try my best to be good to you. Will you be with me? Wait, Xiaoxiao has liked you for a long time. Do you know that? Han Yueao asked. I know. Then you should be with her. I don't like her. Han Yueao, I feel that this thing is magical. I've known Su Xiaoxiao for so long, but I've never felt anything for her. But for you? I've only met you a few times and I feel something for you. If we didn't meet by chance today, I would have come to you in the next few days to confess my love to you. I'm a northern man. I'm straightforward and will tell you what I like. So, I hope you won't be scared by me. I'm indeed a little scared by you. Han Yueao was so embarrassed that she didn't know what to say. She had never thought that one day in such a small restaurant, there was a sea of people and noises could be heard everywhere. But the man opposite her could still confess without batting an eyelid. Don't be afraid. If you want, we'll be together. If you don't want, I won't force you. Although we're just hooligans, my brothers are all reasonable people. Then why did you get Xiaoxiao drunk? Han Yueao immediately asked about what happened last time. Xiaoxiao was angry with me and asked to drink. I swear I won't force her. Okay. Even so, I think it's too abrupt. Lin Hang, we really don't know each other well. Who said you don't like each other? It's just that I didn't think about it at all. Besides, if Xiaoxiao finds out, she'll be very sad. I'll tell her. After all, I've never dated her. Don't worry. The problem is, I don't plan to date you. Han Yueao tried her best to persuade him. You don't like me? Is it because I don't have money? Lin Hang felt inferior. Han Yueao was a great beauty and had graduated from a dance academy. Although her family was ordinary, it was still a scholarly family. Now that she had entered Imperial Star, she might become successful one day. He knew he was a toad lusting after a swan. But he couldn't control himself. Every time he saw Han Yueao, the happiness spread in his heart. No, it has nothing to do with money. I'm not bragging. Even if you're a rich kid, you drive a sports car, you have a mansion, and you confess to me, I still won't accept you. Let me put it this way. You don't like Su Xiaoxiao because you don't have feelings for her. I feel the same way about you. I see. Lin Hang was a little disappointed. Boss, how much is it? 48 yuan in total. The shop owner looked at Han Yueao and then at Lin Hang. Here's 50. Keep the change. Your family's food is delicious. Then she left 50 yuan on the table and walked out. To be more precise, he was running. Lin Hang stood rooted to the ground, but he didn't chase after her. This was the first time in his life that he had confessed, and he was rejected so easily. Little Lin, isn't that little Xiao who came before also doing well? The lady boss saw through him and comforted him. Lin Hang smiled and didn't say anything else. She was the only one who understood this feeling. Su Xiaoxiao took a taxi and rushed back. She was afraid that she would be scolded by the supervisor if she was late. Unexpectedly, at the entrance of the lobby, Su was walking out. The two bumped into each other. President Su, come on, take this. Han Yueyao stuffed the baby gift into Su Yu's arms. The employees passing by all looked at them strangely. What was going on? President Su was a newcomer in the company and he was holding a baby gift bag. What do you mean, Han Yueyao? Su Yu's face darkened. Chapter 3642. President Su, please take it to Sister Mian for me. Thank you. Han Yueyao clasped her hands and said. Han Yueyao put her palms together. Then she hurried back to her department. She stuffed the baby gift bag into Su Yu's arms and the other employees looked at them. What are you looking at? Don't you need to go to work? Su Yu glared at them. Seeing their boss in a bad mood, the employees hurried back to their posts and didn't dare to say anything. Here, take it. Embarrassed, Su Yu handed the bag to President Su. I don't want to take it. And rarely disobeyed his boss's orders, but as a man, he didn't want to be a sissy with a baby gift bag. Well, now you don't even listen to me. Do you still want me to take you to the birthday party? Do you still want to see your beloved Lu Yen? Su Yu immediately caught Anne's weakness. President Su, it's not nice of you to threaten me like this. We're two big men. How can we hold this thing? Why don't we throw it away in the trash? An also came up with a bad idea. Okay, throw it in the trash can over there. Su Yu would only let him do it. Before they could take action, Han Yueyao's call came. President Su, this is my gift for Sister Mian's unborn baby. If you don't take it for me and dare to lose it, you'll have to compensate me 100 times more. I bought it for 1,980 yuan, so you'll have to pay me 199,800 yuan. Are you robbing me? Su Yu said in a huff. It's up to you. Even if you have the money and are willing to compensate me, Sister Mian will be heartbroken if she knows you lost my gift halfway. Don't try to fool me. Mian didn't even see it. How can she be heartbroken? Su Yu rolled his eyes. I'm sorry. I took a picture of it and showed it to Sister Mian. She already knows. Damn it. Han Yueyao, how come I didn't know you were so cunning? Same here. Just do as you see fit, my big boss. Standing on the second floor, Han Yueyao looked at Su Yu and in through the glass and intended to throw them away. Therefore he quickly made a warning call. Truth be told, Su Yu was not afraid of losing money. He was really afraid that Huamin would be sad. Taking the phone, Su Yu waved his hand. Don't throw it away. Give it to me. President Su, are we really going to give it to President Hua? Stop talking nonsense. Let's go. Su Yu carried the big gift bag in his hand, lowered his head and quickened his pace toward the door. Pleased with the success, Han Yueyao went back to work. However, she suddenly thought of a problem. Lin Hang's confession to her was real, right? Was it a dream? Would there be trouble in the future? If Xiao Xiao knew about this, while she was lost in her thoughts, she saw a commotion in the department. What's going on? Why are you all gathering around? Han Yueyao stopped a staff member and asked curiously. Best actor Jiang Yi is here. I admire him. Haha, I have to get his autograph and take a photo with him. Only then did Han Yueyao realize. Working at Imperial Star, she was used to seeing celebrities. But Jiang Yi was different. He wasn't an artist of Imperial Star and had been popular for a long time in China. He was still active on the big screen. So, many people were obsessed with him. Han Yueyao didn't like to join in the crowd, so she just watched from afar as people went to ask for autographs and photos. Excuse me, who is Han Yueyao? Jiang Yi looked around with a smile. Han Yueyao's hands paused slightly as she organized the documents. You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.